3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were ugly?
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast. Some niggas from the Black nerd community. I am your host, Derek, the podcast guy. Always joined by Ian Berserk Music, audio engineer / super producer.
What's going on?
To the left of me, or right of me. And Geronimo, Mr. Nintendo.
What's going on, folks?
Nintendo on his Twitch stream, though.
Yeah, I didn't get back on it. I haven't streamed much this week, honestly.
Right. And also always joined, not always joined, but joined frequently every now and again by our guests, especially when we have big DC shit going on. Mr. Raymond, Mr. Ray, aka Black Superman.
All right.
AKA the TikTok Ghanaian King. You want to show the people some of the dances real quick? Just want to show them how to. You don't want to.
They can go watch the tutorials.
Okay. All right. Okay. My bad. He said y'all got to follow him for all that spice. No free promos over here. Okay. I bet. Don't get any free look-ins. Okay. I kind of want to cheat and do this, but I also kind of just want to get to it. I don't know which one I want to do. We have Raymond here. This is the first time we've got him like one-on-one with the video. So, all right, Raymond, you're new. You're new to YouTube with us.
Mm-hmm.
On a as the only guest, because when last time you came, you were here for a bit.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna do the same thing we did with Pat Rice, but with a little twist here. Little
Okay.
twist. I need you to name a superhero for every letter of your first name.
Oh.
No limits though. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. All right. So we got Raven.
Okay.
We got Arrow. Does that
Okay.
count?
No, that
Yeah.
doesn't count. That doesn't count. His name is Green Arrow.
Man, whatever. All right.
There's better A1s. You come on, there's better A1s. You got A1s.
Why can't I think of any A's right now? Aquaman. What am I talking about?
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why?
I immediately thought of Yellow Lantern, but I don't know if he's a superhero.
There's probably an alien character of a Y name, but I don't know.
I'll take it. Well, fine. I'll take it. There's no other Y's anyways.
I didn't know. Yeah, okay.
I'll take it.
Yellow Lantern, Martian Manhunter.
Of course.
Let's go with
It's tough.
oh, what?
DC only.
No, not DC only. You can do whatever.
Oh, it's not DC only.
No, I didn't say DC only. You can do whatever he wants.
Oh, you did just say superheroes. I'm just curious. I'm trying to think of
Yeah, I said
one just
superheroes.
for
No
myself.
limits.
Right.
Oh.
I mean, I'll say this. Maybe you could think of some superheroes' real names as well. They don't have to be their superhero name.
Oh, okay. Let's see if that helps me. I don't know.
They're like, oh, that makes it easier. But then
Right. I was like, that's intended. Wow, I'm blanking on a lot of things.
Yes, this guy counts. Oh, he's not a superhero.
Who are you?
Bro, I can't think of no O's.
Who are you? Who did you see, Ian?
Orion.
Oh yeah, but that's a constant. I mean, I don't know if he counts as a superhero.
So yeah.
Has he been turned into as a superhero? There might be a superhero name, or he might exist as a, but he probably doesn't exist as a superhero. He probably exists as like an old god or something like that.
Yeah, and then there's
Within,
Odin as well.
Oh,
Odin, maybe. Yeah, I was just. He said.
as
I
a
don't know.
superhero.
I
Or
thought
not really.
We're
superhero
stretching the
realm.
definition of superhero if we give it to
Yeah,
Odin.
you're reaching. I'm reaching. I don't know no O's, bro. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, I guess Ozymandias. he was
a hero.
he was a hero.
That
There
can
you go.
work.
Okay, I take that.
I appreciate the lob. I appreciate it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh, it's hard.
And then Nightwing, and then Daredevil. Let's go with that.
Okay,
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Nobody else has an O, right?
Huh?
Because I was thinking of, but then I think his name
I thought of a villain, but not a superhero.
I was thinking of is his name not King, or maybe it's King Orca though, from My Hero Academia?
It's
It's King Orca.
That's
Yeah,
what I was
yeah.
thinking of. I was thinking of
King
Orca,
Orca
but I
is
was like,
dope.
that's cheating
Yeah.
too, because I think his name is King Orca. So I was like, all right, look at me and my anime knowledge. Yeah, but come on. Come on, nerd podcast.
There we go. I like that. I
I really don't want to make either y'all want to do it. Y'all think y'all can do it? I ain't gonna push y'all to do it if y'all want to do it.
Oh, you want me to do it as well?
If you want to.
It could actually. Well, my
Go
name's
for it.
easy. It's only 5 letters. J, Jubilee, A,
Okay.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's the one I didn't understand how you didn't get it, Ray.
That's true. I mean, you did the other one, Aquaman.
Nah, he did
That's
say
the next one.
Aquaman.
That's the next one, I would say. H. Oh, and I said it would be easy.
Nah, H is easy.
Oh no. Superheroes. Yeah, Hawkeye. Raven.
Nah, Raven was already used.
Was? Oh, you said Raven at first?
He said
Damn
Raven
it.
first. Come
The
on.
way he said, what?
He said,
Damn.
knew he got away with that one. Nah, sir.
R. This shouldn't be hard though.
Batman.
Oh yeah, Robin.
I was about to say,
There
did
you
somebody
go.
use Robin yet?
He's in Nightwing, so
Y'all actually
technically
really
no.
fucked up for doing that.
Yeah.
Y'all took Nightwing, and I don't have the end of my name, but I do have an R. It's Robin and Raven. So.
And last A, Artemis. That's it.
Okay. Ian thought he had one in the bag. He was-
No, when Ray was fucking A2, I thought Artemis. I don't know why I thought Artemis first. I remember
Ian
because
thought he
you
had
tried
one
to
in
say
the truck.
Arrow, and you're like, no, that's Green Arrow. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, facts. Yeah.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
I don't know another does Inhumans count?
No, because that is the group or the speed, the race, quote unquote.
God damn it. So then I can't say the Incredibles either.
No,
but you can say Mr. Incredible.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mr. Incredible.
Because I wouldn't
Can
count
I
Mr.
say-
as part of the name.
Can I say
Yeah.
Mrs. Incredible since
Go for it.
You
You gotta go with an A first, though. But yeah, why not?
man.
Why not?
It's Invisible Woman from Fantastic
Yeah,
Four.
okay, yeah, we'll do Invisible Woman. I don't want to.
You don't want to cheat like that. You don't want to get through all technicalities.
Right.
Dang, man, you took Artemis. Does Will Captain Adam count? No.
Nah, I don't treat Captain like I think Captain is too
Oh
significant.
my God. Okay.
Especially because Captain sometimes signifies
No, I would
their
say
rank. Captain counts as part of your title for sure.
Yeah, because Captain America is definitely a distinct,
Okay, I got Arsenal.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Another I. We doing Mr. Incredible. And we doing Naomi.
I
same.
didn't say it, but I forgot. I don't have the end. Keep saying I'm not doing my
You
last
don't got to
name.
end, bro.
I know. I want to say Naomi. I want an excuse to say Naomi, to be honest. All right. D, Darkwing Duck.
All right.
All right.
I said Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, he said,
The mouse smiling on you today.
All right. E might throw me off for a second.
Elephant Man. I'm just playing.
Good one.
Perfect. I knew that was one. He really might throw me off for superhero names real quick. Let me think about it. Elastigirl.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah,
Elastigirl.
that's what I was just thinking. Yep.
You know, R, I don't know what I want to do because I kind of want to skate past y'all on the superhero names and just say Red Hood, but I kind of also want to say Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank.
And we doing video game characters too?
I know we do.
I was thinking comics.
I said superhero. I just said superheroes.
Yeah,
y'all created your own limits.
Ratchet's a superhero. I'm probably just a protagonist with a
he's a superhero.
wrench.
He's a regular dude who goes out to try to join the forces, and then he joins the Rangers, and then he saves the planet. How are you not a superhero? He saves the universe. He goes to a bunch of planets and saves them. He's not a superhero.
Okay.
But fine, we'll go Red Hood.
Yeah, go Red Hood.
We'll go Red Hood. Where am I? E. I need another E. Oh damn. Evanescence. I don't know. Thanks, Draw. Thanks, Draw. Thank you so much.
I was wondering. I was like, did you just see something? And you thought about that then? Like,
I was thinking of everything named with E, and that's the only thing that came up in my brain. That sounded anything like a. Damn, this is fucked up because I could have cheated, right? Like I knew we were gonna play this game. I could have cheated and I didn't. I really don't know another E off the top of my head.
No, well.
There's something. It's on like the tip of my tongue, and I just can't think of what it is.
I'm just looking stuff up because I'm curious as well.
He is.
I guess Aaron from Attack on Titan.
Aaron. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, we could say that. Yeah.
Okay. I just started thinking about My Hero Academia characters again.
Oh yeah.
They like
anime.
That's first of all, that's my only anime, so I got one trick, and I had no idea. And then Hey, I could say King Orca.
Now you can.
Funny how that worked out. I completely forgot.
That actually worked out well.
Perfect, man.
Boy.
I like that icebreaker for random topics, especially if you don't actually do any research and you just have to come up with them off the cuff. You enjoy them. Okay. All right. Let's get this out the way. I don't know if this really counts as console T or anything. I don't think it really counts as anything. I think it's just news. Really, it's just because we talked about it last week. Square Enix Presents Showcase went off. They showed the new Life is Strange. Do y'all care about that at all?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I watched like playthroughs of the first game. It's all right. The first game doesn't seem bad. I don't know much about the second one. All I know is that it looks like this one is featuring this girl comes back to a town. It looks like it's Colorado or something. And I guess she can like see people's inner thoughts or something, or true intentions. I guess is where the True Colors subtitle comes in, but that's it. It comes out sometime September, and then they announce like a Life is Strange remastered.
Imagine you have that ability as a woman going on the first date, and all the niggas thinking, "Man, I can't wait to fuck. I can't wait to fuck."
Yep. Yeah. Wait. How long until we ready to smash? Like, man, that'd
When
be
are we
tough.
going down this road?
That would be tough.
Yeah. So Life is Strange was. Oh, I am going to talk about that, but we'll probably talk about that next week. So yeah, Life is Strange. I didn't care about it. It's one of those games that I think is like. It's not that it's a bad game. I say I don't care because I
It's
just
just not
genuinely
for
mean
you,
that.
right?
I don't care. That being said, it's one of those games that is always like, will at some point pop in your PlayStation Plus free for the month, and you just add it. And maybe one day when you're bored, you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'll try this. It's one of those. So you just keep it in your backlog, and maybe one day you'll pick it up for free. We also talked about Outriders again, which I mean, it's what, third person Destiny, I guess again.
Yeah, that's really all it is. I mean, it's
I don't know what else. I don't
something
know what else is
different.
to say.
Third person Destiny with worse dialogue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because at least Destiny has a good story going for, or not. I say a great story, but there's a story there. There's a bunch of shit to dive into. This Outrider stuff seems weird, and dialogue doesn't seem to make much sense to me. I was watching some people play. I mean, some of the gameplay did look fun though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I've
Some of it
heard
did
the
look fun.
gameplay is cool. I haven't
But
seen much since last year or whatever.
you know what I will say? I feel like a lot of games look way more fun when you're watching somebody else play it, especially if they're playing with like
I learned
their
that just
friends and
yesterday
stuff
or
like
2 days
that.
ago.
Like, you'll be like, this looks like a great time. I want to play this. And you play and you're like, nah, I no, this not really for me. Maybe y'all are having fun because you on there with your homies, but this isn't great. That's what Outriders feels like to me. I think maybe it's probably fun if you got a group of dedicated people who want to actually play it, but if you're trying to like figure it out on your own, you're probably screwed. Tomb Raider 25th anniversary. They said the Croft Manor is going to Fortnite. That's kind of crazy.
They just had anything to
Why
Fortnite.
they're just that's what I'm saying. Anything that has like a slight buzz, Fortnite. Like
You want to boost what you got? Put it in Fortnite. Easy.
that is crazy. And they also released the Tomb Raider trilogy, which is really cool if you don't own any of the Tomb Raiders and you want to pick up the series. It's just one collective game. It's so the Tomb Raider trilogy, you're gonna pick it up, and it's basically like any of those compilation old games. You're gonna be able to click the one Tomb Raider trilogy game on your console. When you go in there, you have the 3 separate games, and you select which one you want to play, and you play it from there. That'll be really cool. I own all 3 games individually already. With they all have the upgrades and everything. They all look and feel great. So I'm sure the trilogy will do the same thing. Don't see why it would be any worse or how it could be possibly worse than the games are as they are correctly now. But it came out as a great price at $20. Because I think I paid about at least 12 or 15 for each one of these individually. Well, no, the first one of them I got for free with PlayStation Plus maybe, but I paid 15 or 12 or 15 for the other 2. So to get all 3 of them for $20 is a great price. I think they're really good games. Really nice solo games for you to play. So that was probably the coolest thing to me from this whole thing. I'm just gonna act like there wasn't a mobile game section, and then they confirmed that Black Panther is coming to the Marvel's Avengers game. Well, we knew he's coming, but I guess they confirmed like when he's coming in, and they showed more stuff of it. And, I mean, who?
Like spring, summertime, or something like that.
Yeah. Go ahead and make the game cheaper, and maybe we'll give that a chance. And I think the other big hit from this whole thing was Project Athia. Turned
That
into
was the one.
Forspoken, right? It turned into Forspoken, and that looked really cool. Now that looked interesting to me. Still hate Square Enix, but I mean they know how to catch your interest. They know how to make interesting trailers. They know how to make stuff appeal to us.
We never saw any like trailers until today, right? Or have we?
They showed it off in the first PS5 thing last year.
I don't
A
recall
CGI trailer thing though, right? It was like super.
See, it looked like that ending part with the running. It looked like that, but better, slightly better graphics. So I wasn't sure what was gameplay and what wasn't. Then that's
right.
where the Project Athia name came from.
Right.
I don't know. It stuck out to me just because it was a woman of color in the RPG, and I don't think it's been done
Oh yeah,
before.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course.
So those things stick out to me strongly.
Yeah, she has a
I'm trying
gap.
to
She
look
has a
up.
gap. By the way,
She had the gap as well.
Gap
Well, now
gang.
we see the actress she's based off. Ella Balinska.
Yeah, Ella Balinska.
Balinska, yeah, that sounds better. Yeah, she had like a little thing. She's like, "Hey, I'm the actress, working with this game."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks cool. It looks really cool.
It does look cool. I'm keeping my
Looks like
eye
an
on it.
interesting game.
Oh, that's where she. Okay.
What's that?
She was in the. She was in that latest Charlie's Angels movie. I was trying to see why her face looked familiar, and the only reason why I know that was when they had oh god, when they had one of the actresses on Hot Ones last year, and at the very end they had her and Mary Elizabeth Winstead come on and do it as well. So I was like, oh, that's why her face looked familiar. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, she's pretty young. So
Cool.
that's cool. That
So
was the only
yeah, I
thing I
mean,
really
we'll look
cared
forward
about.
to Forspoken. See what we get out of that. I think we got a release window though, didn't we? It was
You said 2022.
yeah, okay. So
Yeah, I'm expecting like
we'll
fall.
take that.
I feel like that would be like summer fall game. That's just my prediction.
Summer
It's
fall.
cool.
I mean, it says January here, but I don't know if I believe that.
January.
It says January. I see it. It says January 2022, but I don't.
I mean, hey, if it's they're just not showing us more of it and it's farther along. That's cool.
I mean,
I just don't.
this was from earlier in the year though, so I don't know that they. This was from January, but they originally said. I mean, they just have it. Obviously, it's before the update, so it's Project Athia, January 2022. I don't know if that's true.
Oh,
And I don't think any of these actually, you know what? Nah, this list must be because Kina's Bridge of Spirits comes out in August, right?
mm-hmm.
So this list could be wrong because they have it as March here. So this list is probably outdated now. Not that it's wrong, it's just outdated. It's probably right at the time. But anyways, yeah, that's definitely a game to look out for. That was really cool. Real quick, we got some good news. It's good news because a black woman is employed, right? So we found out that Casey Wallfall is I've never seen her act in anything else before. She probably comes from maybe some like TV sitcoms or something that I just don't see. But she's casted to play Naomi in the CW show.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys know how much I love Naomi. Comics are around here somewhere. I spent $40 on issue 2 to complete my set. That's how much I love on original issue 2 to complete my set. That's how much I love Naomi. I think she's a dope character. I think she's gonna be really dope. That being said, obviously CW taking her show, we've said it multiple times, is really disheartening. I know Raymond has come on here before and told us, that, he tried to get through Supergirl a couple times, and what else he tried to watch? He tried to watch Stargirl. They're all bad. They're all just fucking terrible. I know.
Oh, they actually cast a bunch of other characters. I didn't know this.
Listen,
I
just I try to give him a chance. I try to give him a chance, and it is what
Hey man, Ava DuVernay is doing this one.
But so I wanted to say that.
Maybe there's some saving grace in that regard.
So that is the only bright spot in this whole thing that I will give it a chance is because it's Ava DuVernay. That's it. And and obviously this is going to take us into Snyder Cut stuff at some point in this conversation. But Ava DuVernay is supposed to be doing a New Gods movie. Right? Like that's still a thing to my knowledge. Nobody's told me it's canceled or it's stopped.
Yeah, that's still in the process, I think.
So if Ava DuVernay is still doing a New Gods movie, and we know who some of the New Gods are, and we just saw Snyder Cut, then maybe Naomi might be on some like, yo, nah, we about to go hard with this shit. Maybe. Just maybe. Just maybe. Just maybe. But I don't understand, and I've said this, maybe I've said it before, I don't know, but I'm going to say it here again today. I do not understand how CW will have the budget to create a Naomi universe that will be interesting and fun and engaging to watch. I don't understand how it will not come off feeling cheap and poorly done, regardless of how good any of the actors or actresses are. Yes, I genuinely don't know. Let me read some of these other people who were casted. Casey Wilfall will star in the title role as Naomi.
She looked just like her, so that's a good.
She does kind of look like her. Yeah. I do think that's a good casting. I do think that is a good casting. Alexander Wraith, I don't know who that is, but he stars as D, the local owner of the tattoo parlor. Alexander Wraith, I don't know who that is. Let me look up this dude because I genuinely don't know who that is.
Apparently, from Orange Is the New Black. I've never seen anything of that show.
Yeah, he was in the Mandalorian too. He did something in the Mandalorian. No, I don't be knowing these dudes' names.
Like
Mandalorian's a dope show though. So how are they gonna scale this dude up? I think he's gonna be animated. I don't think he'll look like him because if well, Dry, you've read the comic, you know, D is, you know, so
he's
I don't know how huge dude, like
comically large.
Yeah, so I don't know how he's. Don't just make him some regular buff dude. They could have just got Raymond if they was gonna do that.
Then again, CW.
You like that, right? Like, come on, man. Come on. All right.
Raymond didn't like that.
No, he'd be all right. They get in shape. He'll be fine. Oh, stop picking on me. I'm so muscular. Come on, you be all right.
Really, there? Really? That's what you wanted to go with?
They were being really mean to me on the podcast, guys. They kept talking about my muscles. You know, I think you'll be all right. I think you'll make it through this. Cranston Johnson will star as Zumbato, who's a mysterious owner of a local used car lot. Having heard troubling rumors about his past, Naomi actively tries to avoid him. So he is there. I don't remember that character being positioned that way in the comic though.
So that's Votto. Yeah. No, it's Lourdes.
Maybe I'm tripping though. Who Johnson is? I don't care who they're repped by. Camila Moreno will star as Lourdes, a young woman with a sarcastic sense of humor who works in a vintage collector's shop. They are. How are they changing the story that was just put out? What the fuck is going on?
Just anyone see that
comic book? She has 6 comic books. Six. Seven if you count her first Justice League appearance, and 3 if you count her one that just came out. So she's appeared in comic books 8 times.
That Caleb City video, the script and everything is right here, but let's
8 times
change it.
Let's change it.
Yeah, but it'd be really dope if somebody at the comic book shop was in love with her. The comics haven't even told her what she likes yet. The comics haven't even told us what she likes. We don't know. We have no idea. But this show is going to tell us.
That's why they're doing it. They left it as an open slate. So they're like, excellent. This is what it is.
Let's get in with the black woman early so we can create all these narratives that appeal to everyone. I guess. Hey, I hope they do. Man. I you know what? Whatever. I hope it's just good.
It says unrequited crush on her, so it's maybe one-sided.
I mean, I
don't
know. I just don't. I don't. I guess my thing is, I feel like it's odd to give us this many of these character beats before we even understand what the show's about or what the show is doing or how it's trying to portray Naomi. Like, my thing is, here's the thing, right? We only got this version of Naomi that we just got from the comic books. What if they had decided to say, fine, we're going to take this Naomi character, but we're going to show her aged up, 50 years in the future or something, and just do that? Wouldn't that have been like, they could have done something different and then made it whatever they wanted and not have. This comic book came out in 2019, bro. It just came came out. We're not talking about like some old Superman run. We're talking about Naomi. She just started. Like, why are we not just doing exactly what's in the book and make? Because they can't. They don't have the budget. For some reason they sold this to CW and they don't have the budget to do what is actually in the book. So
CW just has to watch a bunch of DC shows. That's
forced love interest.
I just have to pull that's not like Doom Patrol. I think that's just an outlier at this point.
I don't know. Either way, support Naomi in the comics. Justice League number 59 just came out this week, and or last week, and she's in the Justice League like full stop. Seems like so. I haven't read it yet, so don't judge me. But I am going to try to go pick it up either later today or this week at some point. And yeah, go ahead and check that out because that's where you get to see Naomi's true powers, and they haven't hampered us with all this love interest foolishness before they even get through the extent of her powers. You know, they don't give a fuck who she loves. I'm trying to figure out what all her powers do because she's crazy. She comes from another dimension. Like, come on, man. Like, it's come on. CW is already letting me know, like, hey, just so you know, somebody's gonna love her. Okay, somebody's gonna be in love with her, and they're love, and friendship,
But love.
Yeah. So, and even though Naomi's probably annoyed and doesn't want to save her, she's still gonna have to save this woman. Yeah, I just, oh God, just yikes. But what do I know? That's Naomi. I said Justice League number 59. Get that. Because I want to get that. Just haven't done it. Okay. All right. The main reason Raymond's here. We're here to talk about the big thing. Damn! I didn't have to do this in like 2 weeks. Spoilers drop.
Spoilers.
Gotta do that.
Spoilers.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Okay. Snyder cut. Jack. Actually, let me say this. It's called Zack Snyder's Justice League. I've said this for like weeks. It's a director's cut. I wish it was called Zack Snyder's Justice League Director's Cut, so that people could stop bitching about the time length. Director's cuts are normally long.
Yeah.
Because they don't cut anything out. It's not a theatrical cut.
They would still bitch.
Oh no, this wasn't a bitch.
I don't
think it needs to be.
No,
full.
I mean, I just think the argument would be unbased because right now they feel like this is the movie he wanted to put in theaters in 2016. No, you idiots. This is the full movie that he would have shot, and then he would have cut it to a 2.5 hour shot to put in theatrical cut. But he didn't get to finish filming and then make his cut. We didn't came in, finished
supposedly
filming.
Supposedly his theatrical cut was about 2 hours and 50 minutes. That's what I read. I just Googled it a few days ago.
And considering that Justice League was probably going to be, well, not consider. We saw his Snyder cut. So considering this is probably an endgame level event. I'm not saying experience, just event of what's happening as far as effects all throughout the multiverse and everything happening in comics. The shit, right? Yeah, 2 hours and 50 minutes would have felt like nothing. And I'm pretty sure the sad part about this is none of us disagree that this was good. Just good on the basis it was good, right?
Yeah,
everybody
good.
agrees it was good.
Yeah, I enjoy watching it. It was good.
Oh, Ian hates it. Okay, great. Perfect. So Ian thought this was trash. Ian thinks it sucks.
Oh, so that's how it is. I guess that's the podcast. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, no. So I think people need to get that out the way, and I think one of the other things we can just discuss before we even dive into the movie is the aspect ratio. Did the aspect ratio bother anybody?
So at the when the message popped up, I was like, "Whoa, did I miss something that they were gonna do this? Like, did he actually shoot this film in this aspect ratio like originally?" But after like the whole beginning sequence of Superman dying, I got used to it. It's fine. It was just kind of off-putting at like literally the first minute. I was like, "Why are they doing this?" It felt kind of snobby, not snobby, pretentious for a moment.
It felt pretentious. It did. And them coming in with full screen saying, "Hey, this is going to be in 4:3 for the remainder of the thing."
Yeah.
And then cutting immediately to 4:3. It
was weird because like I don't remember. I mean, was Man of Steel shot like this? I don't remember.
No, it wasn't. I watched.
It was not.
Man versus Superman wasn't shot like this. I remember that fairly. So
no, I mean, I think he had a vision for what he was trying to do with this, and that aspect ratio is what he wanted you. And I guess I can kind of understand it because wider aspect ratios, there's way more happening there can be way more happening on the screen at once, and you can get lost from maybe what he's trying to get you to focus on in the scene. So I can understand why you do it. For me, I'm also remembering this movie was shot in 2015, 16, supposed to be released early 2017, late 2016 was the original time frame for this movie. So it's like it's also a time period thing. Like we've also been watching everything in completely different aspect ratios now for 2.5 years. You know what I mean? Three years. It's 2021 now. It's about 3 years since 2018.
I wouldn't shoot him that bail because Man still came up before then, right?
No, I know, I get that. What I'm saying is, I think it might have been more acceptable at the time when there wasn't such a one dominant. What is it, 16:9 now or whatever the aspect ratio now? Like that is so much more dominant. At the time, I think you could have got away with a different aspect ratio, and people wouldn't have made much a big deal about it because we were taking in content from so many different places. So
I think if we saw this in theaters in 4:3, it might not have been that.
I definitely don't think anybody would have cared because the curtains are up and shit.
Yeah,
in the theater, you would have never known anything. You know what I mean? Like it's and my thing is like I saw people online complaining about it, but I waited till the nighttime to watch it, which is why I wasn't talking to y'all in our group chat. But I cut off everything and just waited till the nighttime, shut all the lights off, and started watching it. And it didn't fill up my TV, but it just looked like I had a black screen. I felt like I was in a movie theater, to be honest. I mean, I didn't have the screen pulling on the side, but felt like a movie theater.
Yeah, like again, like after the first minute, I was fine. It just was like, oh, it's 4-3. All right.
How do you feel, Ray?
Also, there is something to be said about the fact that maybe the equipment that he had in his house, because he had to do some shoots in his house, maybe he ain't got 16:9 in his house. Maybe he got 4:3. So he was like, you know what? Let's match everything else to what I could do to bring this together and what I had to shoot. Like he had to shoot and direct what's his name? Flash over Zoom. Like maybe he had 16:9. He had 4:3. So he had to go with that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think that had to do a lot with some of it too, especially some of the reshoots and all the hurdles that came with that. So I don't know. I mean, but they as far as I see, they said it to preserve Zach's original vision. So to me, it's like this is
that's
that's kind of what I got with it too. I was just like, well, if this was his vision, then okay.
Who might argue with his vision?
No, I mean, it's Zach's fine.
Really.
Okay, so I lied. There's one more thing I want to kind of talk about before we talk about like movie specifics, right? There's this overarching idea of Zack Snyder and the type of movies he makes in general. And I think that and don't get me wrong, I'm not excusing like the Snyder Cut cult people that were going crazy for years and treating people like trash and acting like unfounded children, just acting ridiculous.
You just don't know. You don't know what he has.
He's right. And look, here's the thing. Unfortunately, they were right. People didn't know. People didn't understand. People said that they were wrong. People told them that they were wrong, and they weren't wrong. They were right. Zack Snyder had some heat in his shit, and we didn't fucked it up. He did. That is whatever. You can say whatever you want, but this is better than the Justice League we got. And I believe that a 2.5 or a 2 hour and 50-minute cut of this would have been still way better than what we got. And this, I mean, it made sense. This whatever.
How did they even know about the heat that he had? Like, how did they?
Honestly,
was this a faith thing? Like,
I think it was faith.
No. Well, yeah. Oh, you saying?
Or
like
did they have insider knowledge?
No, there's some insider knowledge. There's some of these guys some of these people have become literal like friends with Zach, being able to get him to come into their chats and their discords and their groups and their Reddit threads and all types of shit. Like they really have talked to this man and talked about his vision, and he talked about his vision. And when Zach was unhappy with how things were going at WB, he spoke out and stuff, and people hung on that, and people listened to him, and people believed him and believed what he had to say, and said like, no, it wasn't my vision. And people said that, and this was the overall point I was trying to get to. I wasn't trying to be specific on Zack Snyder or the movie yet, but people feel like Zack Snyder's movies can be over dramatic. too pompous. Maybe he has a stigma to his type of movie away from the WB Snyder Cut situation. He has a stigma to his movies that people already may not like. And if people already don't like that, and then on top of you have a bunch of kids yelling at you, telling you that you're an idiot because you should want the Snyder Cut to come out, and then so now you've built up this resentment to Zack Snyder. I can see why you come in and say, I just don't like this because I don't like it. The CGI is bad. Well, yeah, it's from 2016. Yeah, what were you expecting? I don't know. Like what from 2016 would you compare to that comes out now? It's not a lot. It's only the highest of the budget stuff could you possibly do that with, and even that probably looks a little dated. So I'm confused by what people wanted from this entire movie when half of it was shot 5-6 years ago. So yeah, I just think that's an ignorant take. The plot makes so much more sense now, right? Like,
well, yeah, especially for someone like me that's just kind of like a dope when it comes to the deeper DC stuff and events. So like I caught some of the stuff in this. Like I knew some of we'll get to that later, but I knew some of the nightmare sequences they're trying to show
implement, right? Yeah,
implement, yeah.
And so I just felt like they did a pretty decent job.
That opening scene was just better, and like why all of a sudden the mother boxes woke up,
right? And I guess so I guess my question is, before I get lost on my own little rant, and get off topic, because I will do that sometimes. How much do y'all care? Do y'all like Zack Snyder's style of movies? How many of his other movies have you seen?
A lot of them, actually. I'm looking at a list.
Yeah, I've seen a number of them.
And I'm understanding the foundation of the gaudy, pompous style that he has.
In
a lot of these movies.
I kind of like this. I don't know how to describe it.
Also,
I don't want to just say it is washed out color. I only say it because I literally watched the Whedon cut prior to it, just because I really wanted to see the changes, and I hadn't seen it since that original theatrical release.
Mm-hmm.
But the one stark difference, of course, was the Whedon one had brighter colors just in general, and this one is muted a bit. But that's his style already. It's the muted look. I don't mind the. I think it can look cool depending on the scenes and stuff. So I think the only thing that kind of is hit or miss for me is like when he does the slow-mo, like really dramatic scenes with like actual music choices playing. Like some of the.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like one of the first scenes, they showed like the bridge with the Superman logo on it, like mourning Superman's loss, for Lois Lane. I didn't care for the song played during that time, but other times it was cool. Like I did like the kind of heavy rock sequence when they were storming Steppenwolf's little dome and everything, and Aquaman was doing his air surfing and stuff. I dug that, but I know not everyone would. But I do like his style. I mean, I liked him 300. I thought at that time too, I was like, oh my goodness, what is?
Yeah, I didn't know he did.
Oh, you didn't know he did?
It fit very well. Okay, oh, you didn't? Yeah, when you think about it, it makes sense. And I really liked
watching this movie.
I actually loved watching.
Yeah, Watchmen as well.
Theaters. That just impressed me top to bottom. I didn't know about the
anybody who says 300 isn't good. You just a hater, bro. Or you just don't like action movies. That's what it is.
No, I think
300 sucks. You hate. I won't call you a hater because I don't know how you feel. Maybe you just don't like any action movies. But come on, like 300 is pure just action. Like it's just niggas being raw for no reason. Like they on our doorstep. We fighting. I don't care if it's 1 million of them. It's 30 of us and we bout it. Like let's go. Come on. How you don't like that?
The one Zack Snyder movie that made me, I think, the one Zack Snyder movie that kind of made me kind of look at his stuff going forward with, a little more apprehensively was Sucker Punch. And it was about those chicks. The trailer for it looked really dope. It was like these chicks who were like fighting off these like demonic creatures and stuff, but then you find out they're like stuck in like a jail or something like that, being held somewhere, and they kind of just imagine stuff that's happening to kind of cope with their situation. And it was just a little weird.
And I can understand why people may not like all of his twists and stuff like that at every time, or how he does things. But he's not M. Night Shyamalan level with the twist, no. I'm saying, like, we're not talking that bad. It's just I think he just has a style, and either you like it or you don't. And so I think half the people that don't like the movie, that are being loud about it, saying how much they hate it, or that it still sucks, or it didn't change anything, I think most of those people already just don't like Snyder, or already don't like the Snyder Cut fan people, and have decided that they were never going to like this regardless.
That's exactly what it is.
I think that would wipe out probably about half of that group if you just asked them how do they feel about Snyder, and they answered honestly. I think that would probably wipe out half of them. But man, we get into this movie, man, and I agree that I felt like Gerard was just saying, a lot of those slow-mo moments. I think Ian said this actually in the group chat, but it was like it's almost like he kind of went all out just because he was like, well, shit, they gave me the budget, they let me put it out, they said I can do 4 hours. Shit, I'm about to get all my slow-mo shit off then. Fuck it. And just did it because
just extend the time.
Because some of those scenes were like 45 seconds long, and I was just like, fam, all right.
I get it.
Superman yelling scene at the beginning.
Yes, yeah.
That shit was drawn the fuck out, bro.
Yeah, they could have sped that up.
Yeah, that even Aquaman scene, like, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought, and to Gerard's point, I thought the music choice for the Aquaman scene was a little too on point. First of all, Jason Momoa is walking out into a storm, no shirt on for no reason at this point, right? He just decides, I'm gonna take my shirt off again.
Oh yeah, that song. Yeah, I wasn't feeling that song.
And then the song is literally like the king to be. He's the king to be, and I was just like, all right, this is a little too on the nose. Like, this is dead on. I was like,
that's one of my
he's like one of the. That's not one of those dudes. But if that had
been like a 15-second scene, I'd have been happy with it.
Yeah, like Zack Snyder's one of those dudes that be like, he'll send his girl like the song. You might not even care about the song, but he just loves the title, and that's what it means. Like that's what it means to her at that moment. He's one of those dudes, and that's okay.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's. Yeah, I think that is probably maybe the biggest turn off or on with the whole thing. Okay. That being said, we can kind of dive in, right? So they kind of give us this I don't want to say like not a recap, but they let us see this. We see the whole Superman. A lot of panning, a lot of mourning, a lot of he's dying, he's dead, and everybody's sad, and the world is sad, and nobody knows what's happening, and everybody's yada yada. But then boom, oh shit, we can kind of fast forward through most of it. Mother boxes are opening and getting cut on, and nobody knows what the fuck is going on. And funny enough, and should I do this? Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. Let's see. Just to see. Just because I want to be able to come here and say something. Let's backtrack. Draw. Do you have something you'd like to say to the side?
All right, so I'll say to you. I'm not.
Yeah, just me.
I don't
no,
know
I ain't saying nothing to them. I'm just gonna say
people. Some people obnoxious. They be harassing people. I'll say it to you because you're the only one that was like, "Yo, this is gonna be some heat," and I was like, "I don't know. I'm just expecting this to be the same movie, maybe some nicer CGI," and I was wrong. So I will concede that it was actually good. So I'll give you that. I'll let you gas you up real quick.
You just gotta give.
But don't get used to
flowers.
it.
No, I know. Your friends, they flowers, and they be telling you stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always believed in the Snyder Cut thing. It made sense to me. It made like you give the man an ability to build a universe and a multiverse, this extended universe, and then you take it away. Of course, things are gonna change. It can't be the same as what he was doing. And then what we got with Justice League, with Whedon's cut, was just so abysmal that I couldn't believe this is what the guy who made 300 and Watchmen was trying to put out. Like, I just couldn't believe, to me, it just added up. And luckily we were right. But I also wasn't an annoying asshole online harassing people and in people's comments every time. And like, some of these people be like, some of these people know way too much about Zack Snyder's life still. Some people are like, you don't know that Zack likes a bowl of Apple Jacks at 3:30 every morning. You're like, yo, fam, let that nigga's dick breathe, bro. Like, it's okay. You guys don't have to be on this nigga's jock this much. He's just a director. That being said, he's a good director, and I would like to see his vision. So anyways, back to the movie. The Amazons go first. First of all, can we talk about, I want to talk about a little out of order because it kind of comes back to the same.
No, we can talk just stream of consciousness type stuff. Let's just talk
the Amazons the Amazons have theirs in this like ancient Amazon protection tomb, right? Like it's locked up. They don't go in there, and they have protectors standing outside of it. When they want to lock the niggas in the tomb, they got these wood bricks that they break in so that these tombs lock. They can't be lifted up. The Amazon chicks can barely hold them joints up, right? As Hippolyta is like dipping out and everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're like, all right, cool, right? Like this is Amazon's got a real plan. Aquaman, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be fair, when they put it away, they put it in like this sacred location. They put in what they thought was a secure location. Then Atlantis sank, and then that's fine. They locked it up still, right? Same thing with the Amazons and Themyscira, right? They lock up the mother box and they put it in, and when they, you know, banish the Amazons to Themyscira, put them on Themyscira, they're like, well, I guess y'all should hold this because who's gonna find it there? Nobody can see where your island is. Makes sense, right? And then the humans are just like, hey, we just gonna put it in this field, right? Like, no,
that's some basic human stuff. They were just like, yo, dirt.
Boom. Hey, look, here's the thing, right? You can either see that as a massive plot hole, or you can see that as a representation for how shitty human beings are. Like, just humans as a people, we're just so fucking lazy. The Vikings was just like, yeah, just put, nobody will find it in this. Nobody comes to this field. This is like, right. What are y'all talking about? What are y'all doing? They didn't try to build it in anything, a special other box. They did nothing. They did nothing.
Just covered it,
but put that shit in some dirt. And then it pissed me off because Cyborg did the same thing, and I didn't understand how he was making the same mistake because he's half mother box. So I was like, my nigga. Anyways, but let's back up. The Amazons get hosted by. Let's talk about one, how Steppenwolf gets back to his equilibrium state, where he should be, right? We don't have to see Steppenwolf on this elevated platform like in Whedon's cut, where that's like Steppenwolf was this important dude.
He was the big bad.
Like, and now that we've seen Snyder's cut, right? It really, really makes it clear why we had to watch Superman seemingly come out of nowhere and kick Steppenwolf's ass left and right, like out the blue. And then we were just like, what? That didn't make sense. In this, it's like, because Steppenwolf really wasn't that nigga. He's on punishment right now. This nigga in trouble.
He was on punishment.
His daddy said, hey, boy, get out there and find me some worlds, bro. And if you don't even bother. I'm not even looking at your face. Thanos would at least look at Nebula and be like, hey, you failing me, but go keep trying. Darkseid said, fam, don't even look at me, bro. Don't even talk to the side, bro. Don't talk to me. I don't even want to.
The side was so paid the whole time. Just like, the side was hilarious. He's just like, I don't give a fuck. Just find all three of them.
I don't give a what you talking about.
Don't talk to me unless you got a status report that you got another one.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they put Steppenwolf back in his place, and I love that. Steppenwolf, he was allowed to be a little bit of a badass from time to time. He had his moments, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Swinging his axe around.
He was bopping them Atlanteans on
He was smoking. Now, Atlanteans and Amazons got their shit checked. Like, they never fought nobody before. I was confusing to me because I was like, fam.
But they did give them a little bit more agency in this one. And it made, like, in Whedon's cut, like, their arrows did nothing to nobody. Yeah, and I was so mad about that.
I agree.
Like, what is going on here? But in this, like
yeah,
okay. Like
the Amazons were portrayed way better.
It was actually marking them a little bit before obviously they got overrun. But it's still like it made sense. I was like, bro, y'all arrows are not doing nothing. Stop. Yeah. But in this one, it was like, all right, they actually got some shit off, and so that makes sense. But in the like in Whedon's cut, oh my god, I was like,
they got taught like dead ass, like what like Derek just said. The Amazons got tossed aside in that opening sequence. They're just like, oh, sup y'all, just smacked them all up. They tried to run. It's like, nah, you can't go nowhere, and just bopped them right there. That was crazy.
I mean, I will say this. Gerald made a really funny point, and y'all remember Gerald because he's come on here and we've talked about DC stuff before. If you're a real fan of the podcast, but Gerald is coming here, and what he was telling me was he thought that scene is still stupid because he feels like, where are the Amazons going to go? Right, they're stuck on Themyscira anyway, and Steppenwolf is there. So they're running with the mother box, but it's like where are you gonna go that he's not gonna just come get you at some point? He's like, you're gonna lose at some point. And I was saying, yeah, that is true. But they also didn't think Steph would be able to just find them on Themyscira because they didn't understand how the mother boxes really worked. Right? All they knew was, hey, they probably not supposed to put all three together because last time he was doing that, some weird shit was happening and shit was lighting up on the earth. So we should probably separate them. That's what they know. They don't know, like, oh, if it breaks, he can sense it and show right up. They don't fucking know. So yeah, like, I think that is maybe the reason why they were just like, let's just try to do our best to keep it as far away as possible, keep his attention for as long as we can. Maybe we can figure out a way to do some damage and stop him, but obviously not. You know, they got smoked. We got to see. Okay, so one thing I think also would have been cut out of this is maybe the depthness of all the backstories, right? Like, I think we spent a lot of extra time that we wouldn't have spent with Lois in general. I do think we needed to spend some time with her, you know, understand how she was going through things and stuff like that. But I think there was a lot of time.
They cut it down a little bit.
What do you mean?
From what I remember, they cut it down because they had a longer cutscene where she met with Martha and everything, where they had a full conversation that like that. And I think the stuff that was intact was the coffee thing in the beginning.
Are you saying they cut it down in the Whedon's cut, or they cut it down in this?
They cut it down. Well, it was in Snyder Cut. It was a little. Just they chose some different scenes for her, just so she wouldn't be on screen as much. At least in the beginning, from what I remember. Later on, it was about to say, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
her scenes all felt out of place. Honestly,
why do you feel that way?
They felt like there was like all this shit going on, and then out of nowhere they'd cut to Lois Lane and whatever she got going on.
She's the only human that matters.
I'm like,
if this working event happens, she's the only human that matters.
Well, now that I will say,
I say that jokingly.
No, but I will say that is a thing because it does kind of make it seem like nobody else is affected other than, I guess, really Lois. And that's not really true because obviously we see like his mom, we see like Superman's mom going through stuff, and Lois is going through stuff, and they're going through, you know, obviously the part about like, you know, they only see him as a symbol and they talk about it as if they knew him, you know, oh, we miss Superman, but it's like y'all didn't know him like y'all didn't know him like we knew him as a regular person, like y'all didn't know him. So I understand like the idea was to let us know that Superman and the people that love him and stuff are kind of still around without giving him. So I think they had two choices. It was either spread Superman stuff kind of throughout the whole thing to let us know he's a constant thing, and Bruce is kind of thinking of what can we do to either honor him or bring him back. And then you have the other heroes who are all kind of cut away and given their own origin backup thing. And I guess this is also coming off Man of Steel too. So Superman doesn't need an origin, you know, he doesn't need an origin.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So we're coming off the back of that as well. So you know, and then obviously, you know, we don't need a Batman origin story either. We get it. Batman, he's been saving Gotham for 20 years. Nobody knows who he is. Except now, everybody knows who he is. He doesn't give a fuck anymore. Which I thought that was interesting. I mean, he made Wayne Manor the Hall of Justice. So, you know, I think we were really in for some really interesting shit if Snyder had been allowed to finish this all. I'd be curious to know where this is going because at least in detail, we know like the bare bones of maybe where he was going with things, but in details, because it's, you know, yeah, there's a lot of different things. We also got to take into account that Martian Manhunter has been around the whole time, and then nigga basically had to watch the Earth niggas almost die, and he was like, "Hey, y'all made it through that? I'll help y'all, man. All right, man, cool."
He actually was just kind of just slipping around.
I like, dog, you ain't see them fighting none of the first times. You ain't see when Superman died and you saw him fighting Doomsday. You ain't think to yourself, "Hey, you know what? I should probably help. I can do all the stuff he just did. I should go help now since he's dead. They need a new symbol. I can even just say, I can pretend to be Superman, and we can all pretend like Superman's not dead. Actually, if y'all want, I can do that too." But he was just like, I would just kind of wait, and then he go come to Bruce, like, hey man, looks like y'all could probably use some help. So I'm I'm gonna help from now on. Yeah, he a dick. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I love Martian Manhunter, so I don't care. Okay. Anyways, backing up.
Yeah.
We got to see some more. We got to see a lot of history stuff. We got to see the fight between like the old protectors and the younger dark side. Who
That
didn't.
scene is so crazy to me.
That's the best scene for me.
Oh,
That's
no, it's still great. It's crazy to me because they literally inserted Steppenwolf and that in the Whedon cut, but here it was originally Darkseid. That kind of blows my mind that they did that.
Yeah.
Knowing everything now, it's just like, okay, that's it. It is wild, but yeah, it's cooler here.
I don't understand how you think we don't want to see live action Darkseid.
Doesn't make sense.
I mean, and that fight was that shit, bro. Let me tell you
it
something.
Was
Darkseid showing up and Omega beaming niggas and fucking wrecking. oh my god. That was enough for me. I was happy there. And that's before Cyborg. Like I was happy already. You understand? Right there, I was satisfied. I was like, well, I'm good. I don't really need much more than this. Yeah, bro. You got these Zeus and Ares fighting, Apollo's out there fighting.
Zeus fired off a couple more lightning bolts. That's great. That whole scene is, man, it was much better. It was enjoyable.
Jumping in with the snap. Oh my goodness, man. And I need to know who listen, all right, just to fucking, I'm gonna just say it. Who at Marvel got to see some of this before they
I'm sure Kevin Feige's seen some of it.
You think they might have seen some of it? Because I don't know.
I mean, Kevin Feige, I mean,
similar area in his neck.
Kevin Feige is definitely obviously he's a big Marvel person, but I would not. I mean, he grew up in the same era where Marvel and DC comics, a lot of people were just going back and forth, writing similar stories and characters that reflected others and stuff. So I'm sure he probably looked at that or heard of some of it, which is like, oh, it's just kind of fire. Like, y'all need to get that out.
He's like, well, if y'all not gonna put out the heroes smashing the big bad in the neck,
with Warner Brothers, like, y'all fucking up.
He was like, we're gonna do the same thing to Thanos right over here because this would have came out before that. So
yeah, it would have. Yeah, that's
just
crazy.
To be clear, that scene was shot before any of the Endgame Infinity War stuff.
This has some ideas that Marvel is now starting to, tip their toe in with Phase 4, and I'm like,
because isn't Marvel now getting a little darker? They're touching on. This is what I've been.
I mean, not even that. Just like the multiverse stuff. This would have had a time. This would have had a bit. Well, we'll get to that, but
true. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a number of things. I'm just like, man, why didn't they put this out?
But yeah, that's what's confusing to me because
yeah, it's really weird.
Because I mean, how long? I mean, y'all have been we have been Ian's been longest, but I've been saying this for a ridiculous amount of years. Why will DC, least, even if you want to make an MCU happy-go-lucky, we joke all the time and save the day and big flashy action scenes. If that's what you want, if you want to make a universe like that, then just go do that as well. Like Warner Brothers doesn't have the money. They can't afford it at all. Is that what you're telling me? Like, I don't believe that. You can Batman will make $1 billion every time he comes out. $1 billion every time.
We have a happy-go-lucky, quippy one. It's called Lego Batman, the movie.
Fine, but if they really wanted to push this live-action MCU type universe, you can go do that and let Zack Snyder finish his Elseworlds verse. That is on an R-rated level. Also, haven't even mentioned yet that a certain director of a certain movie said that nobody wanted to see a certain character chopping people's heads off. A certain person said that out of her mouth.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that was before or after she saw the.
No, that bitch saw. I mean, she saw this.
I mean, look, hey,
she saw this, bro. She saw this. She saw this and said nobody wants. She saw it because how can you say specifically nobody wants to see him chopping a head off?
At that point,
make that movie where she's still bitching over some nigga from 70 years ago. And tell us that we want to see a softer Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman. No, you got
it's such a clash of characterization of different character arcs. Like that's like for everyone that seriously watched this and watch Wonder Woman 84, understand the faults of Wonder Woman 84, and they are gonna try and watch whatever Wonder Woman the third movie is gonna be called 2084, whatever. then it's just like, just can it, bro. Just bend it. You know, it's not gonna compare unless they get smart and they rope in Zack Snyder for more of that and try and make it a bit more like the first one. But even then,
No, it's
even
too late.
then,
It's too late for the Wonder Woman trilogy now. It's too late.
yeah,
I think it's too late. There's no rolling it back now. The only thing you can do is go forward and please make her a real version of her character in the next one, closer to it, and move
well,
her
that's what
forward from this Steve stuff. Steve is dead now. Leave him
just
fucking
kind
dead
of
and
retcons
move
some
on.
stuff.
Move on. Bring back her Zeus powers that somehow have just disappeared. Bring those back because you gave them to her and then took them away. Bring those back and then take away these stupid invisibility. I'm sorry. I'm not here to bitch about Wonder Woman 84. We're here to praise.
I mean, all the characters are elevated in the Snyder Cut, so I think it's fair.
Okay. So just on that topic, we got to see Wonder Woman with a nice upgrade. She actually was doing wild shit. She was being a savage. She was doing what she needed to do. Still inspiring people. I think, and you can tell me this or not, but I think I couldn't tell if there were exactly reshoots at that scene, but the museum scene, right? Where, it's a pointless scene, right? It's a pointless scene. It's no-name villain has decided they want to blow up this museum just because it's a museum. They did it on a day that it's his field trip. It's literally just a Wonder Woman has to save the day scene, right? Same thing we see all the time, just to give the hero something to do so we can kind of see them in action. So we see that happen. Wonder Woman breaks in and she does her thing, and then I remember she does the thing where and it like kind of blows out everything. But then we get this extra scene that I don't remember seeing before. And Gerard, you can tell me for sure. She gets the scene where she's talking to she's looking at all the kids and she's like, yeah, y'all safe. And the kids are all happy. And this one little girl is like, oh, can I be like you? And I'm like, has Patty Jenkins not seen that?
I think that is new. Yeah, because that
little girl saying, I want to be like you, Wonder Woman, the savage girl who just came here, threw them dudes out the windows and was kicking.
That whole sequence is a little different from the beginning of how the dudes walk up. It could, at least to me, from the original. Basically the things that are better is, like you said, the girl saying, I want to be like you, just kind of looking up to her as that strong woman figure. And when she was doing the fight scene before she even did the deflecting bullets, she actually had literally a couple more hits versus what was in the original. And I was like, dang, why? And this was in the first 10 minutes. I'm like, why did they cut this out?
Yeah, all the fight scenes were extended.
Yeah, they were extended by a little bit. Some were just vastly different.
Yeah.
We'll get to him. Yeah, it's just kind of wild to me. But yeah, just better.
Also in that, just because we just mentioned as well, the dark side fight, we got to see a lantern.
Oh yeah.
To me, people have thrown out names of who they think it is and who it kind of looks like.
Mercy Awesome, he thinks it's one person, but I don't know the lanterns outside like Hal and John, honestly.
Unless
really
Zack Snyder himself says I was
died
intending for this to be this lantern specifically. I think it's more of, here's an old lantern. He kind of looks like a couple of different characters, to be honest.
Alien lantern.
I think it's just something fun to make nerds debate about. Oh, which Green Lantern was it? I don't know that it matters. Yep. But the coolest scene was seeing Darkseid almost grab that Green Lantern ring.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. For like half a second, I was like, wait. Don't tell me in this nigga Darkseid gets a Green Lantern ring and this shit just goes left for real. Hold on. But when it just pulled out of his range, I was like, all right, cool. We good.
This shit hit him first.
Crazy.
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't think he tried grabbing for it. I'm sorry.
I
don't think Steppenwolf tried grabbing for it.
Steppenwolf
didn't.
No,
I don't even think Green Lantern was in this.
He was. It was a Green Lantern in the old thing, and then
it was the exact same Green Lantern, except the special effects are better here. And then, like you said, Darkseid did try and grab it, which is Actually, I didn't think about that until you mentioned
crazy comic book. Yeah, he did that in the comic books long time ago.
That's cool.
Watch a cool nod then. You shouldn't give. They always say you shouldn't give free promo to people, but I mean, there's you have like 15 viewers a upload, so I think we'll be okay. But the niggas on the niggas they regular dudes, they're not black at all. But they are on Variant. on
Oh,
YouTube.
okay.
I think I've plugged them before. They do really cool breakdowns and stuff like that of characters, and they give really the thing I like the most about them is they do really good uh, reading suggestions for comic books.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you want to go back and watch, like read old comic books or check out a certain arc or storyline or whatever, they do really good stuff like that. I think they do a good job of also showing you like the um uh powers, abilities, different origins. They do a great job of stuff like that. That is variant, right? I'm pretty sure it's called variant.
Yeah, this variant.
Yeah, I said I'm not sending somebody. I'm not sending somebody before. They're really dope. Okay. Where was I? We yeah, Dark Side almost grabs the ring. Dope ass scene. So that to me, that's a precursor to just saying like, hey, a Green Lantern is coming at some point. There's a ring. There somebody has to be watching this sector. So there was a ring flying around. And obviously we know there was supposed to be a Green Lantern Corps movie, and I guess there's maybe still one coming at some point potentially. But
I think it's gonna still do
without
the
the
show. But
Zack Snyder influence,
I don't know the scope of the show now.
my thing is I guess I should have prefaced this by saying I really, really enjoy um the darker DC stuff. I love when it gets dark and gritty and shit looks hopeless. I like that. I love that about DC. Like when they get to a point where it's like, fam, these dudes not about to win. They getting smoked. And then like they do get smoked, and then it's comic books. So yeah, some funny or corny happens maybe that is able to give them a second chance or reverse time, or it's an alternate universe that this is happening in, whatever. But I love those stories. So to see a story like that brought up here where shit goes crazy, I think it's dope. So I'm a fan of this. I want it to stay like dark and gritty. I want to see dark and gritty like Green Lantern Corps and stuff coming in the future. But we'll see. We also got to see a shout out to who was going to be the future Adam, right? We got to see that.
Oh yeah. So I don't know too much about his character, so I only found out about him after the fact. I started seeing a lot of people on social media, and then I can't remember who put it out, but they put out a thing where in Zack Snyder's vision of the universe he's building going forward, he wanted to do a movie with that character, same actor and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that would have been dope, man. And that would have been a crazy platform for Asian Americans because they were doing the second guy to beat Adam, not Ray Palmer. You can watch DC Legends if you want to see Ray Palmer.
okay.
Legends of Tomorrow, I mean.
I figured. I knew what you meant.
DC Legends like that was just a show or something.
Not I knew what you meant, but yeah, for everyone, yeah, DC Legends of Tomorrow.
DC Legends of Tomorrow is where you have the Adam with Ray Palmer. But he was Ryan Choi. Ryan Choi, he basically becomes the Atom after Ray Palmer. That's why he became the head of nanotechnology, and we got to see all of that.
Makes sense.
Be spread out for us. So that was really dope. We got to see, and we'll get to Flash deeper. We got to see Flash come in. Here's the thing. I'm so glad that we didn't have to see a full Flash origin story. Like, he's just fast.
Yeah,
he's just fast. We got to meet Iris West. We got to meet Iris, right? That's Kiersey Clemens, I think her full name is. In case you were interested or you just wanted to Google that real quick. Her name is Kiersey Clemens. That's just, for your own research purposes, you go ahead and just search that. Maybe hit follow if you're of that persuasion. So she didn't have any speaking lines. She really didn't have to do anything. She showed up, Flash saved her. They had a moment. He was a little weird while he was going through the Speed Force, a little creepy. Kind of looked at her a little like, bro, save her life. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was like,
hair
whoa.
back, and then went in and grabbed a little piece of
grabbed hot dogs and dogs.
That was all right. So yeah, that
put it in his
was
pocket.
kind of creepy. I was just like, you put
it was a little weird, but
But hey, man, stop eye fucking her when in your
Yeah,
in
they
Speed
save her
Force.
life,
Stop
bro.
it. Stop it.
But overall, I did like Ezra Miller. I still like Ezra Miller as Flash. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fans of him, but I think he's a decent comic relief. I think he fits the role well enough. You know what I mean?
Still don't like his running, but you know. That's
So I want to say
Yeah.
this because I told y'all the same thing.
Yeah.
What I noticed in this is so what I noticed in this, and Raymond, I think maybe you'll agree with this when you hear me say it like this. So what they did was, or at least I think what Zach did, they went to emulate his comic book run, or not his comic, his animated run, the run that how he runs an animated show. They went to emulate that with how he runs, right? Except that in the animated shows, when you get closer to Flash, he doesn't look like he's doing this anymore. He looks more like this, like a straight up run, like he's just booking it, right? Like straight up. Oh, Usain Bolt, I'm taking it to the house, right? That's how he looks. But if you look at Flash in the animated version of him when they're like above him or anything, he is kind of running like this. He does have to do it. Now it looks different, obviously, because it's animated. So in live action, you have to do that differently. But there's a shot in this movie, which obviously we'll get into detail later. But at the end, closer to the end, when they're showing him running and he's at a distance, his run just looks like the animated run.
I remember. I know
looks like the animated run. You just have to. I think, and this is still it's a knock on the movie for me a little bit. Maybe Zach needed to make more of his running scenes just at a little bit more of a distance, zoom out of him a bit, and don't give us this, because the close-up perspective does look stupid. And I was pissed at first because when Flash is first introduced in the movie and he starts doing the run thing, and he first does the wild arm out, I was like, what is he doing?
His body forward.
But it's because he's going to push and he's breaking the glass to go through the window or whatever, and that's him pushing through the glass, and then he goes through, and I was like, okay, that makes a little more sense. And that's the only time where you get this, at least that I remember off the top of my head right now, that I saw a full-on super exaggerated first move. Everything else after that was it was still exaggerated, but it was right into the move thing. And it's not great up close. It's not. But from a distance, I was like, I see what you're going for. I get it, because this did kind of create the effect that I'm looking for in a Flash run. It's just up close. You can't do the same thing. He looks crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just looked bad off top. Like, I mean, I tried to justify it by saying maybe he's channeling the Speed Force and he has to do that motion in order to make it go through his entire body. The flow of the Speed Force, if you will. But even that's a stretch. It still looks like freaking a wobbling octopus in the ocean. I don't know why it was too much to just make him look like he's running. Study some track stars and just emulate that, man. I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah.
I also tried to justify it by they hinted at like he liked martial arts in one of the scenes. He had said something, I can't remember what it is, but I was like, maybe he likes the flow of, I don't know, like
you could play on that.
We stretching. Y'all stretching for.
I was reaching like
channeling
but I was like,
CGI can only do so much for that
flow and the channeling. Yeah, bro.
Like Tai Chi and he I don't know, man.
I feel you, but the chakras. Nah, I got you. Yeah,
the chakras.
The speed chakra.
I don't know, but like
speed chakra.
it still look terrible to me. I was like, nah, bro. But, it is.
Yeah, just
it's not great, but.
The easiest way I knew how to explain it this time, as well as back in 2017, was he's new to his powers. He's still trying to figure it out. So they made him look, goofy with his run because he hasn't figured it out yet. That was how I explained it to myself.
He's not completely new to his powers though here. I mean, obviously we'll have to see if Ezra ever gets his Flash. I mean, well, it seems like he will get his Flash.
He's gonna get the Flash movie.
He's gonna get that Flash movie put
regardless. Out. He was always gonna get it regardless of the Snyder Cut coming out of that.
True,
Which
but
one? Who were in fandom
what
last year?
direction are they gonna really let it go in? You know,
Mhm.
that's what I
His
don't know.
direction.
It
But yeah,
better
just
be-
honestly,
I
they
say
just
it
need
better be.
to.
I don't really know. I don't know exactly that.
I mean, honestly, I
Oh.
mean, at least with how it ended and everything, and how what he did. At this point, I just want just improve the run choreography. Excuse me, just improve the
and
run
so
choreography. That's it.
Yeah, we
I
already
think
got a good
that's all
example
really.
in
Yeah.
Flash show. I don't understand what the problem is, man.
Yeah,
The live action Flash show, the run is perfectly fine.
It is, and they have close ups on that sometimes too. From what I
Yeah.
remember.
yeah, they do, and it does look better in the Flash show. It does.
Yeah. It does.
Not saying much. I just want to show on the Flash show.
I know. That's why I was like, I'm waiting for it. There it is. All right.
That show was alright, man.
Hey, maybe since they had the crossover with that Crisis Infinite Earths, maybe they'll pull maybe he he learned a better run from that universe.
Yeah.
Let's making little jokes for one scene.
I want Flash to say, "Why are you running like that? Like, what are you doing?"
Hey, bro, stop it.
Yo,
also get a new fit, bro.
What if in the Flash movie it's a scene where he accidentally goes through time or in the multiverse and he meets the Flash from the TV show and he like, why do you run like that?
That would be so funny.
And they fix his run. That would be hilarious. Very on brand. And then you could send him back to the DCEU with a fixed run.
That technically already met the CW Flash.
Ezra Miller did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's the
joke I was making.
They run into each other.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the joke I was making.
What scene is that?
It was from I think it was from Crisis Infinite Earths. That the
whole
it was like a 5-episode thing
from the little special event thing.
Yeah, from like over a year ago now, I guess.
Yeah, they kind of do the little Spider-Man meme thing.
Yeah, it was trending on Twitter like all night that night.
You're Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man. You're Flash.
Exactly. Yeah, finger points. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so that's the joke I was making. It's not going to be that way, but yeah, just honestly improve the run cycle, run choreography, and then we in there, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, so we got to see Flash start his thing off the episode of Outer Space, and then he's trying to get a dog. He's trying to get a job as a dog watcher or something like that. So looks like that worked out for him. And then I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember exactly what order the movie went in, but I think this is a good point to get to Cyborg. Because I think Flash and Cyborg just go hand in hand. And I mean, this is. I'm not going to start off with racism, right? I'm not going to start there. That's what people
but you said it,
man.
So
that's all brand, bro.
Now,
you gotta go. You got.
Hey,
go ahead, bro.
We have to acknowledge it. It has to be acknowledged.
How was Ray Fisher not right about them hating black people and not wanting a black dude to be the center of the movie? He was the center of the fucking movie.
This was the Cyborg show featuring the Super Friends.
This was Cyborg and Friends. Like
his entire character, his entire motive
that Zack Snyder did. He was talking about it was like post. He had already released it or whatever. He was like, "This is Cyborg's origin story." Like
origin story.
He built.
I think he said that too.
Around Cyborg's origin story, and you can clearly tell that, which makes a glaring difference between this one and the Whedon cut. But he was like, this was Cyborg's story. So it was. It's just weird to me how they can like teeter the line of it's Cyborg story, but it's not. And it's like, I'm like, bro,
it's a Cyborg origin story within the larger Justice League movie.
My thing is because we didn't have to see as much of the other stuff as we did. We could have got a lot of that stuff cut down, still gotten the Cyborg story, because at the end of the day, it makes sense, right? Cyborg is created from a mother box, right? Mother boxes are the big thing right now because you put them together, they can create the unity, they can get all this joint, right? Darkseid can find you and all this shit. Like it makes sense. Like it's a big deal. And he is associated with that, right? Like people maybe don't know how deep Cyborg gets. Like when it comes like the comics and everything, he's super important, bro. He's a mother box, bro. Yeah. Like I mean, obviously they showed it in the movie with him being able to literally change reality at his will. You understand? Like he's a mini version of like the source wall, basically. And the source wall is the creation of everything in DC Comics, right? Everything comes from the source wall. The new gods, all of it, right? Everything comes from the. If you have power, it comes from the source wall. It's the source of everything, right? Like he's like a mini version of that, basically. And it's like, yeah, he should be the heart of this because he is the key. He should have to plug into the mother box at the end to try to fight it or communicate with it and control it. He should be in these positions. Like, yeah. And he had to work himself up to even want to be in that position. Because, yo, fuck the world. Fam, let me tell you something. I got hyped when he said that shit. He was like, the world, fuck the world. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to hear nothing about the world. The world don't give a fuck. The world is fucked up. Fuck the world. Fuck them people. I'm a dip and figure out about saving myself. And obviously, he's a cyborg, and we know he was gonna have this redemption arc, and it gave us his great arc. But yeah, he should feel that way. Like I just couldn't understand how I couldn't for the life of me grasp how you could cut all this and say this wasn't good, this was useless to the story, or he don't need to do all this. Like he can, I don't even just him meeting up with Diana, like just him being throwing out that olive branch of I'm gonna give you a chance, because he could have just shut the computer down, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Like he could just shut the computer down and be like, nah, you good. But for him to
by the way, this also 100% confirmed that the ass shot was Whedon's idea.
Oh yeah.
There was no. I was waiting for it.
Add character.
Please don't do it. Please don't do it. And he didn't do it. And I was like, oh.
Wait, what ass shot?
Josh Whedon was like, yeah, let's show an ass shot from Diana talking to Cyborg. Yeah, let's.
That whole scene is different, honestly. Well, not different, but the way it kind of gets into is different. How Cyborg appears is different. He's not all hooded up like, oh, look at me. He was just like, bro, the fuck you want?
I'm not gonna lie, I love his little mask that he gets to put on. His little full face.
Oh,
I love that they brought that in. I love that. Yeah, man. Yeah,
I think,
story is...
and I think a lot of it, because of the depth that Snyder took and the care that he took to tell these backstories and give us more context, everything else that is supposed to pay off in the movie pays off. Because you care. I actually know these motivations. I actually care. I'm invested in these characters now, and I understand why they're doing what they're doing. Versus in the first one, where I was like, nigga, I don't really care about this right now. Like, but Steppenwolf looks weird. Like, all this shit is weird. How are their arrows not affecting it? So like, you're not invested in this. You definitely get a lot more backstory from the characters that you needed to get backstory from, without giving too much, so you care about what the hell is going on, I think. So
yeah, they you're 100% right. Like, just the foundation of the whole movie is better, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm even more bought into the idea of this old man Bruce. Where's this? I'm sorry. I'm more bought into the idea of, and I didn't even show. My bad. You guys see my shirt?
Oh, okay.
Let me show you my. This is my shirt for the day, because we're talking about. Excuse my black tourmaline. You know what I'm saying? That's just a little, spiritual well-being right there for you. Throw you some black tourmaline on your body, man. Protect yourself. Protect your neck, son. Anyways, Wayne Aerospace.
That's dope.
Got that from Atlanta Comic Con 2019. Before the
big Rona,
the other times,
the
end times, as we might call them, sooner or later. But anyways, we might be in our own nightmare sequence. No, okay, that's fine. It's fine. The jokes are different.
Oh, sorry. Folks that watch it
no.
versus folks that listen will get it. Yeah, we reacted, listeners.
Okay. Oh, you also said something too. That we didn't mention. Steppenwolf looks way better. He looks way better,
especially in motion.
Because
when I saw the pictures at first, I was like, "Why is he extra spiky?" I mean, it looked like he looked more menacing and stuff. But at the same time, I was like, "Why is like he looked kind of over designed at first?" But in motion, seeing like the what do you call it?
When his
everything moving around and stuff
looked like it was breathing. I said,
Yes, thank you.
Oh, y'all
It was
did
breathing.
something.
I was like, oh, this is cool. Okay, I didn't
And
get
then
it
he
from like
broke
the
the
pictures
arrows
that came
off
up.
of him.
Yes,
I was like,
with the shit with the armor. Oh my
Yes,
god, that was
bruh.
tough. Bro, when
Yeah,
he
That
said,
is-
bro, when he
that was really cool. Yeah.
Bruh, that was tough. Bro.
fire,
That shit look
he
kind of weird to
injected
me.
them
I'll be honest.
joints. You know what?
Everything except-
The breathing armor, that shit look kind of weird to me. It gave
Oh,
me
it
kind of
did?
gave me
Oh,
the
really?
twitchies.
Oh man.
He gave you the what?
Really?
It gave me the twitches, man. It gave
Oh,
me like,
Oh, word.
it was just
Gave
weird
you
to
the
see.
heebie-jeebies.
Yeah,
Gave
man.
him the heebie-
All that
heebie-
shit was just.
So you must not liked it when he got like extra mad later and he like spiked everything up, or he got.
Oh no, that
powered
was
up?
cool. That was
Okay,
cool.
okay.
That was definitely
Okay.
cool.
I thought
Gotcha.
Stephen.
I can see why you'd say that though for sure. It was just breathing on its own.
Mm.
That shit was
I
dope.
want to see. Just real quick, I just want to see a picture of them together.
Yeah, but not like that shit.
That
That
Steppenwolf was scrawny, bro. He didn't use protein.
Yeah,
shakes
I mean,
or
because
nothing.
my thing is like
That nigga was ugly. He was.
Steppenwolf did deserve to be, treated like at the level he was. Like this man is a world killer still. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not he's not a punk. You know what I mean? But in the grand scheme of things, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
S tier villain.
Comparatively, maybe, but
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
when it comes to really taking world, he ain't Darkseid, you know what I'm saying? He ain't no Thanos. So, when you talk about Steppenwolf, it's like, yeah, he should come in, kick some ass for a little bit, and then they gonna kick this nigga ass eventually. Like either Bruce gonna figure out how to kick this nigga ass, Superman gonna come in, kick this nigga ass, somebody gonna kick this nigga ass, right? So I get it, but they made him look way cooler, which made it more satisfying to watch him get his ass kicked.
Yep.
And they didn't make it seem like the team wasn't figuring it out either.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, not to jump too far ahead. But, well, I guess we're jumping around anyway. When they fought him, it wasn't like, oh, they just getting their ass kicked and then Superman swoops in and saves the day. They was getting their hits off too. It was a fight.
They were.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
way better.
It was a fight for real. It was a fight.
Diana wasn't nerfed this whole movie.
Right. Yeah, she got to go one-on-one with Steppenwolf. I love that. I love that whole I love that whole interaction. He was like,
I did too.
Amazon, but stronger. Okay, all right. Well, hold on then. Let me get my shit together. Hold on, you about it. You know what I'm saying? They went hand to hand, and she flipping and fighting. I'm like, bro, this is Wonder Woman. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Snyder still had her reference Steve, but this wouldn't have been as egregious because it was like one small reference. Well, no,
I loved someone once. Like,
right.
Yeah, but like if you take,
you still talking about this nigga, right?
You can live with that versus this nigga coming back to life in the 80s. Like, I can live.
Exactly. You got to take 84 out of it. If you take 84 out of it, you take the other Justice League out of it, and you're like, okay, this came right after Batman v Superman. It don't sound as egregious.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I guess.
You're like, I guess she fine. We can let her have a.
Also, it looked like she was kind of flying at the end. I don't know if that was just jumping.
She wasn't. But it was like it was a jump.
No,
but I wish
jumped good.
It was a good jump. She floated a little bit. It seemed like, but it
was
wasn't
a good jump.
Yeah, she got ups.
She really, yeah.
Maybe she can dunk at something. I don't know.
Samurai Jack Griffins.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Fact. But yeah, no, she I completely got thrown off. But okay, all right. Sorry, back on track. And then also the next part from there, we kind of discuss everybody's story, so we can kind of get back into the Superman part. I think, like Raymond said, because there was just such a better basis to it, the Superman resurrection felt better. I was actually hyped up when Superman came back. Like, I was actually like, oh yeah, here we go. Like, he back now, he up. We still got the great scene where Superman turns and sees Flash. That's still great,
bro. That's
probably one of the.
We said that when the original came out.
That was the one thing that they did right.
We were like, all right, Superman catching that nigga in the moon was like,
he gave him that look
out
like
of the peripheral, nigga.
Bro. Like it's just you gotta take. It's like, bro, he fighting Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Batman, bro.
And
all of them yoked up,
is so.
And then just look at him, and he's like,
"You really thought you were gonna flank me like this?"
It's also,
like,
are you gonna get away with it?
It's also interesting to show the contrast in speed. Like, he was
Yeah.
still moving in slow motion in the Speed Force,
Yes.
you know, with Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flash was moving normal, but this nigga was still.
Yeah. And I always like how he turned around, like he flipped his hip and then tossed everyone else.
Yeah, that was nuts.
It's the funniest
That was
thing.
nuts. Everybody was still flying, and this nigga was just handling Flash.
Fuck
Solo.
y'all, man. Let me. Man,
That's
go
terrifying.
Yo,
I'd be terrified if I was Flash. I would have ran away from that
Yeah,
whole
I'd have
scene,
Yeah,
man.
like Speed Force
I'm
out.
gone. I will catch y'all next time. Nigga. We going back in time, putting this nigga
I'll
back.
see y'all
Actually,
when I'm in my own movie. Like,
Nah, man, that was crazy. I love that scene, man. I think that is, and it you know, you do have people out who still try to question is Superman faster than Flash? No, he's not. He's not faster than Flash.
just caught him
Flash
right
is
there.
faster, even if it is just by a little bit, even if it is by a bit. You know what I'm saying? And as far as we know, Superman not breaking no speed of light. You know, he's faster than a speeding bullet, but he's not faster than the speed of light.
He can break a sound barrier.
You break the sound
Yeah,
barrier.
Yep, he can.
Yeah, he can definitely go up.
Yeah.
Break a sound barrier, but that's about it for us.
But that's about
That's about it. He not gonna keep up with Flash forever for real. So I did think that was crazy. I thought that was hilarious.
that was funny as hell.
And I thought
I like the
I thought
Well,
I thought they were gonna try to make Superman show up to do the speed run thing. And actually, I was like, if they try to make Superman do a speed run for the charge, I'm gonna be a little upset.
yeah, that'd been
You know, and we'll get to that later for
Mhm.
sure. But yeah, so Superman coming back, like I said, it just felt better in the context of the movie. Like it felt, it just felt like a better moment. It felt like something that was built up to a little bit. I mean, obviously, it was a little corny still with like Lois being like right there, and you know,
I say it was a
gonna
little,
revive
But
this
it
lady.
actually made more sense.
it
now.
made more. Yeah, I'm sure Raymond's about to say what I'm about to say.
for
yeah.
Lois to be there right when they just happen to be trying to revive
Well,
Superman
no,
right
no,
now.
no,
They
no,
ain't doing
because
it.
they established her routine. She would
Mhm.
go.
Yes, she has a routine, but we're trying to revive Superman from the dead, and we're going to his death site to do it. Maybe we should do that like in the middle of the night or something when there's less people potentially just walking around somewhere. I'm not talking about Lois. I'm talking about her. I mean, talking about the team when they made. I mean, I get it. I guess they were just like, we got to do it now as quickly as possible. But I'm just
Yeah, they're pushed for time because that's really what it was. They're like, we should bring him back before they get this mother box, the final mother box, and everything. But yeah, Lois finding up there made more sense.
But the mother box was never opened. The only reason they found the mother box is because they activated the mother box to revive Superman. So they still had time.
True. Well,
the mother box hadn't cracked or anything. Theirs was the only one that hadn't cracked.
Yeah, I guess they just wanted to bring Superman back and just chance it at that point. Like they knew the risk. Like they said it. They all said it. It was even better how they said versus the other movie.
It's perfect timing that Lois just happens to be right there to calm him down as he's kicking y'all ass. But yeah, go ahead. That's fine. And y'all didn't have to do any of this because, like we said earlier, Martian Manhunter could have just came in and done all this for you if you just talked. If you just
who?
I didn't realize that man was in Man of Steel too.
Yeah, he was in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And it was always rumored, but we never got it confirmed. We
Yeah.
never got it confirmed. And then the only thing I don't understand is why he didn't tell Bruce, but we'll talk about that later too. I don't understand why he didn't just tell Bruce who he was as a human, like who he was masquerading as. But because that like Bruce would know him then, right? Like Bruce would be like, "Oh, you're the general," like you know what I mean? Like it makes sense.
I mean, everybody else gets to know who Batman is. Let's see.
Now that the whole world knows who Batman is.
Yeah.
Bruce. So Bruce really goes on this trip and really doesn't care, but also, and I mean, I'm wearing a Wayne Aerospace shirt, right? I have a Gotham Engineering hoodie. So obviously, like, I care about Batman and the Bat family. So that's probably where I will spend a bit of time because Bruce in this universe is a very interesting guy. And there's a lot going on with him. But anyways, Superman comes back. He fights him. Same thing happens in a similar fashion as the last one. He sees Lois, kind of gets him to calm down a bit and flies off with Lois. They fly off. He gets some of his memories back. He starts talking, and you got that whole emotional scene, which I thought was better to me. Like a lot of that, did feel like okay, yeah, this is more earned. I get this, especially because they had given us more of like his mom losing the house and not being we just seeing a little more of it. So it just felt Lois struggling every day and not going to work, and just like this stuff that you just okay, I do kind of get this,
right?
Yep.
So that was that. I think that was dope. And obviously we got to see the scene with Martian Manhunter coming to talk to Lois, convince her to go and live your life and don't count yourself out. Those are all really emotional scenes. Really good scenes. I think I enjoyed those. But Batman. Well, unless y'all have anything else to say on Superman, I don't want to. Superman.
Walks through the Kryptonian ship
with the black suit.
The black suit. So yeah, I mean we've known this from like.
Well, yeah, I guess that's why I didn't take it as significant.
Yeah, but
yeah.
No, go ahead, Drew. I'm listening.
Black suit reconfirmed. I guess I didn't really get all the stuff like him walking through the ship again. Was it just him being more in tune with the Kryptonian stuff after being resurrected?
I mean, he walked through the ship, but he didn't like. He walked through the ship as his dad was talking to him in the background or whatever.
Okay, I was supposed to be
super emotional moment.
Okay, I was supposed to be
super emotional moment. They didn't really explain why he went with the black suit though, so that's why I guess I didn't. He just came out with that black suit, so I just was like, okay, fine.
I was waiting for that part, but then they didn't do that. They just gave a really emotional, which is great.
It's still good. Him flying up to the sun and like taking in the sun's energy. It was like, all right, I'm about to go fuck some shit up. Let me just go ahead and grab some of this sun.
I remember it took me back to how I felt when I watched the trailer for Man of Steel. I was like, okay, this is dope. Like, this is great. But then they didn't give any like actual, okay, why is the black suit? Why is it going that way?
Why would he?
Because the red and blue is right there. It's
right.
Like,
literally turned out to you.
It was like, here's the suit you want to wear. Yeah.
No, black.
Black.
What is the significance of the black suit?
Yeah, please explain that because I keep forgetting. Everything.
I think it depends. You've got you got a couple different black suit Supermans. You got one that just means he's evil.
Black is evil.
And well, yeah. That is. I wasn't thinking of it that way, but yeah, it is. But it is that for sure.
It's like, all right, yep.
It's definitely still that. And it's. I think a lot of it is really just kind of supposed to be foreshadowing, because he is. I guess it's kind of representing like he's not the same exact Clark, right? He is Clark. He was raised from the dead using the mother box, whatever, but he's not exactly the same. He's a little different. And I guess obviously when we start focusing on like nightmare scenes and what happened there and where this movie probably would have gone past this point, that's when you start learning the whole thing of the consequences of their actions here in this movie, right? So they bring Superman back, using a method they have no real control over, they don't really understand. Bring him back, and then when he comes back, the only thing that's able to keep him grounded and calm is Lois and his mother, right? So his sanity is lodged in that. So this is obviously setting up. I would say obviously, I don't know that for 100% fact, but to me, this is setting up an injustice nightmare situation where Joker's probably going to kill Lois, or somebody kills Lois. Superman goes fucking crazy, and normally when Superman goes crazy, he's in his black suit, especially if he's fighting alongside like Darkseid and stuff like that. So I mean, I think a lot of it is just because we know he's not directly referencing anything. It's like it's a big Elseworld story still, right? Like it's not, everything isn't exactly canon. So I think a lot of it just comes from that. But to be fair, Raymond is the Black Superman, so he might know.
Hey, Black is not evil.
A different reason for the black suit.
No, but there's also a storyline where very similar in the animated. I can't remember if it was the show or if it was the movie itself, but just like that storyline, after Doomsday just about murks him, when he comes back, he's in the black suit. So I
Oh
think
yeah.
they
Oh my God. Yeah. Death of Superman. Oh,
that's why I think the main
Duh.
reason why they were just keeping
How'd
with
I
that
forget
storyline.
that?
So
People just
That's
listen to me.
Superman. This is why Raymond.
Hey, bro.
This is
People
one of
just
the
listen to me
reasons
like,
why
what the
Raymond's
fuck is he
here.
talking about? I
so
mean, what I said
yeah,
makes sense still, but
yeah. So in that, I think this was just them being true to that storyline after Doomsday kills him
shot,
or
you get the Black
puts
Superman.
him in a regenerative state, whatever you want to call it. When he comes back, he's in the black suit. So this was just keeping in line with that. So
Okay, just call back to that. Okay, cool. So
Actually, that's what I just want to grab the article that basically said the combination of exactly what we just said. Basically, yeah, it's from the comic book when he came back. I completely forgot about Death of Superman. I don't know how I could have forgot about Death of Superman. I don't know, but it's that. But Snyder took that and used it as a symbol of his kind of turning point in his arc. Like this is a slightly different Superman, and this Superman is very based on loving Lois, and that's what's keeping him grounded.
yeah.
okay, cool.
That's it.
So, I don't know, Superman. Anybody else? Superman thoughts? Superman.
Nope, that's it.
Cool. That was cool.
He punched a few times, did the thing.
Yeah.
Lasers.
I appreciate that he wasn't the center of this movie.
Yeah.
Yep. Same.
Yeah, and you know what it is? To Ian's point, like he wasn't the center, but when he came in, he still like.
But he still, you still got a glimpse of Superman's, OPness.
Right. Like,
so,
hey, just remember, he's that guy still.
He's that nigga.
He's that guy. He's that dude.
Yeah.
Don't forget. I know we was out here a little wilding and we the mustache, but hey, he don't get it twisted. Don't hold on. He might have died, but he's still super.
And I appreciate that. Even once they, once he came and started murking Steppenwolf, everybody else came up and was, wrecking that nigga's shop.
Good hands.
It wasn't just Superman busting this nigga ass. It was everybody, collective effort.
I love the fact that Aquaman never went in. They wasn't treating Aquaman like he was pussy this time. Like it was his first. Aquaman was like ready for round 2, nigga. Let's go. Like I'm about it. What's up? And that's how Jason Momoa Aquaman should be.
Mm-hmm. They even gave Aquaman a little more in this.
Yeah, they shish kebab.
I think they let him be a little
shish kebab.
Not quite as much as shish kebab. I was expecting. I was like, yo, do it, skewer him. But yeah, Aquaman. I guess touch on. He probably gets like the least changes. I would say. Well, I would say like he and Batman both have like scenes taken out, which better the movie as a whole, because they took out the whole kind of cringe like. Before they're about to go, I think Resurrect Superman, they did the whole I got a lot of things. I'm, never been with a team to send the other. They took out that whole scene, which was cool.
Oh, the scene with the he was touching the
Well, he was sitting on the lasso of truth.
The lasso of
truth. Yeah,
he
was sitting on the lasso of truth, and he was just telling all this stuff. And they're like, "Why are you talking?"
That joke was funny, bro.
Oh,
I mean, it was funny. It just felt. I mean, in between, it felt out of place to me.
Yeah, I will say, I appreciated Flash's jokes more in this movie because everybody around him was so brooding, and there wasn't a competition of who was the funniest guy in this movie.
Yeah,
nobody else had funny jokes. It was just
everybody
Flash.
else was like, "No, this is really like Cyborg was not in a good mood.
Cyborg
was not having a good day at all. Flash be trying to track jokes to be a friend, and Cyborg's like, no.
I like that too. You know what? When they're digging up the grave, in the first movie, they made a thing where like, because Flash was like, we're not too different. It's like we're both made of accidents, and Cyborg kind of was just like he chuckles like, yeah, you're right. But in this, Flash was like, yo, we think of Diana. Or it's like you think he's into do you think she's into younger guys? And he was like,
that
bro,
was perfect.
She's 5,000 years old.
Everybody's
young. I was like, yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, just a little.
And there was a better way to do the humor.
Yes,
but it played into his robotic.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
It worked.
It worked great.
It makes way more sense. Just
give
Flash the funny lines, albeit corny lines, but still.
Yeah, give him those out and out corny lines, man.
Yeah,
out and out comic relief. He can play it's Flash is just the comic relief that's cool. I'm okay with him giving us those moments to break it up in a grittier movie where shit is going to go dark. You know what I'm saying? Like Darkseid ain't nobody just play with. This nigga gonna show up and start wrecking people's shop. That's gonna get serious. But if Flash can give us some comic relief on the way there.
Yeah, he was the ray of color in an otherwise black and white brooding movie.
Diana was a little bit of a shine too. I think she was like a very much like She felt very Captain America to me, like the symbol of hope type. Like she definitely
Inspirational type.
Yeah,
Somewhat
Yeah.
more kind of moral center in a sense, somewhat.
Yeah, I guess when you
Yeah.
get past the Valhalla screams and cries and singing
yeah.
every time she winked.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
she
yeah,
does
true.
anything, yeah. But I
Yeah,
do
true.
think she did a decent job.
Yeah.
I mean, Gal Gadot, I think she always does well. Anyways, I think she did
Yeah,
well Wonder
yeah.
Woman.
Mhm.
I know some people wish she was like a little more, stout.
I used to be that way early on, but
I
when
think
I
she's
watch the
great.
movies and stuff, I've warmed up to it.
Yeah,
It's
I get
fine.
into it, man. Once I
Yo.
saw her in the suit and in this, I'm like, nah, she's this is fun. She's doing great.
Yo.
Yeah, as long as she
But
moving
them
around.
Amazonians, they ever cut, man.
Oh, absolutely,
They
absolutely. Chisel,
Let me tell you
they
something.
was
I was
out
like,
here.
shit, these are
They had
Okay,
to.
something. Let me get
I don't
on.
want no
Let's go in
smoke.
there. Yeah.
I don't
Let
want
me
no
let me
smoke.
let me get lost in Themyscira.
Right, they gonna kill you, bro.
They crush
we
me,
all
Let me
man.
get
have it. We all
Yeah,
got
when
I-
nigga
I might
Raymond
get my head
volunteered to be a
chopped
Themyscira
off.
slave. Sign me up. Sign me up. Men are all terrible. I will come
Yeah,
pay
we
our
ain't
debts.
shit. We did fought all the wars. Fuck it.
Hulk smash your shit, man. What you talking about?
Facts, bro. I'm saying, bro, you should
That-
break in
that-
half.
they were
Hey,
I could not believe how cut they were. I was like, God,
I loved it. I was like,
as a collective, just a bunch of women like this.
just strong, just
Yo.
Themyscira,
how it should be. That's how
I
it
don't
should
want-
be.
Yeah, I don't
Themyscira,
want no
I have
problem.
some
Themyscira
cut,
woman,
some okay.
they gonna Theon Greyjoy your shit, bro. You better relax.
Yes.
Chop you. They not gonna
No
chop it
shit.
off though with a blade. They gonna fucking break that shit right off.
Yeah.
Yeah, eat that. Eat that. Now you can live on our island.
Yeet.
You wanted to come so bad? No problem. Now you can live on the island when you finish your meal. Just like how your mother,
Oh my
your mom ever
God.
make you finish your vegetables before you can go upstairs and go play video games, watch TV. Yeah,
Yeah, you straight eat your shit, man.
Eat your dick, nigga.
Eat your dick.
Before you can
Just
stay on
slap
this
it on the
island.
plate.
Eat your dick, nigga.
Oh man. The Snyder cut.
Snyder cut. There it is.
Hey, nah,
Folks
okay,
love
look,
that
man.
name too much.
Oh man.
But oh man, yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to the
All right.
Amazons, man.
Now to the man. I think still is the man of the hour. Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah. He got to glow up in this too.
I do enjoy Ben Affleck as Batman, as older Batman, as seasoned Batman.
Same.
Right. I would
Yeah.
never want him to
Yeah.
play a younger in the. I don't want to see Ben. I don't really want to see Ben Affleck in a regular scene where he's like fighting Joker and fighting like. I don't want to see that. Like I think Christian Bale was a better choice for someone.
Yeah, don't need to
But
emulate that
this-
iteration again.
This Batman, I think Ben Affleck fits perfectly. He's like, yeah, I've been Joker for 20 years. I've been Batman for 20 years. You know what I mean? People know about the Batman. Some people are still scared about the Batman. Everybody's not 100% sure how they feel about him. Obviously, the police force is still split, right? We got to see J. Jonah Jameson as Jim Gordon. I was laughing at that whole thing. I couldn't stop myself from saying, "Bring me pictures of Batman," and I couldn't stop myself.
Yeah, I completely
From-
forgot he played Gordon in this. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
that was
It is
weird.
really funny. It's like
That threw me off. I was like, oh, jeez. Has it been this
That,
long?
because Ashley looked up because obviously I was watching this really alone. I actually kind of jumped in at random points where like action and stuff was happening, and she was interested, and she's like, "Oh, what's happening now?" So, but I remember when he pops on, she's like, "Is that J. Jonah Jameson?" I was like, "Yes,
Yes.
it is. Yes, that is J. Jonah Jameson
Oh,
wants
man.
pictures of Batman for sure."
Mhm.
I thought that was hilarious. He just and his scenes were very like he was a little comic relief too, because
Yeah.
his scenes were very much like, yeah, I know Batman. I don't care if y'all don't know him. It's not him. Y'all think the what? Or shut up. I'll talk to Batman. Don't worry about it. Like, and then he was very much. Especially, I thought the scene with Flash there too was like he's like, oh, they all disappeared. That's rude. That's really rude. And then
Yeah, that will always be funny.
that was.
Yeah,
I thought that was
funny.
thought that was a good scene. Right, but back to our man Bats, right? I think I don't know if I said it on here or not, but I think at some point I was assuming that the Joker suit who's out there was Jason Todd's. It's not. That's Dick Grayson's Joker suit. as confirmed by Zack Snyder, allegedly. So Dick Grayson is dead in this universe. So that should make me a little upset. Y'all know how I feel about Nightwing. I could be wearing a Nightwing shirt here, but he's dead in the Snyder cut, so I didn't want to wear it.
Yeah.
That hurt me a little bit. Ain't no Dick Grayson popping up later. We're not gonna get like even if they were ever to do like a Justice League 2, there's not gonna be like no nightmare post-apocalyptic Dick Grayson who shows up like super hardened with guns and shit, like on his Red Hood type vibe. Like, nah, fuck it, let's do this. Like, that's not gonna happen.
This really did confirm Dick Grayson's Robin was the one that died.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was pretty surprising.
And he well, I guess we could get there too. But Joker telling him, I thought that Joker scene was good. The Joker and Batman scene, I thought it was good. I saw people on the internet talking about it was the best Joker Batman interaction, as if Heath Ledger doesn't exist. And I was like, I don't think.
Wait. Who said that?
People, the internet. The internet was like, this is the best Joker Batman scene ever. And I was like, do y'all remember Heath Ledger? And I mean, people on the internet also like, flipped it in and everything. We're like, but y'all remember the Joker, like Heath Ledger talking to Batman in Arkham, like talking to him in the room, like, yo, actually, you're no different than me. The second you mess up, they gonna treat you just like they treat me. Like, stop, bro. Heath Ledger is a different version of Joker. We gotta stop comparing other people to him. All right.
They're all different iterations of Joker in the movie. So
yeah, come on, man. 20 minutes of screen. He did that in 20 minutes of screen time. Leave this man. Heath Ledger is different. Heath Ledger is different. He's different. We got to stop comparing him to other people. I don't think Jared Leto did a bad job in that scene. It just wasn't.
I wasn't really convinced. Personally.
It wasn't Heath Ledger, but I did think.
No, I was not even because of Heath Ledger. I saw what you're going for. I just didn't like it that much.
Oh wait, which scene didn't you like?
The
Snyder Cut one.
Yeah. So what were you referencing with Joker? I might skipped ahead.
I'm referencing. I was kind of referencing the nightmare scene at the end where
Joker
and Batman are talking and having their dress. And Joker's like,
yeah, that's
why you send a boy to do a man's job?
That was interesting. That shit chills down my spine.
That hurt me a little bit.
That was probably the only, that was the only part of that was damn. Everything else I was just like, man.
I will agree with that.
Yeah, because Bruce tried to clap back and was like, Harley died in my arms. And I was like, nah, nigga.
It's not the same,
give
bro.
A fuck about Harley.
He doesn't care.
Nah, you care about Dick, bro. You about Dick Grayson. This podcast has been off the rails the last 2 weeks.
You care about Dick, bro.
Oh, man. Out of context clips.
Out of context clips from the two of them fire.
Oh man.
Oh man,
that is hilarious.
Hey, I might clip this and use it as my own GIF reaction, my own video reaction, and then when niggas on Twitter like say something that's like kind of gay, I'll be like, you
care about Dick.
Yo, that'll be honestly, bro. Like,
it's hilarious.
I'm getting.
Where's that clip from? Where's that clip from? You just pull up and there you go.
Yeah.
You care about Dick. Yeah. That's funny, man. That's funny. I didn't mean that, but as I said it, I heard.
Oh, we know. It's funny.
As I said it.
It was also interesting when after Batman references Harley Quinn, like it seemed like Joker had like a moment of like reality, like he just like kind of snapped for a little bit, and then
like,
oh, you almost got me there, and then he.
And then he went back in like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I'm actually scared that Harley's dead. I cared for like 2 seconds. No, the only reason I thought he might have cared because he was like, Harley died in my arms. I thought that there might have been like a slight hey, Harley was giving me them yeeks. You know what I'm saying? I was out here smashing them Harley cheeks through this whole everything, and she died in my arms, and now you over here fighting. I don't know. I don't know. I might be overstepping it, but it kind of sounded like.
What are you saying? Batman was smashing.
Batman was smashing Harley and was like, Harley was with me when she died, not you. She wasn't trying to lie with you. She was on Team Batman. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Right? Throw a nigga X in his face.
Right. I think what my biggest gripe with his Joker is the laugh, really. Like
I didn't like the laugh at all.
That laugh felt forced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I can't pretend to be the biggest Jared Leto Joker fan. I just think this scene was decent, and I guess because he wasn't uh prevalent through this whole movie, he wasn't just this permanent presence. He didn't have much of a chance to annoy me, and I thought he was going to show up earlier than that. So for him to show up only at the end in that little scene and that little interaction, I thought was cool. And for me,
Yeah.
I guess to me, I don't know that he's ever had a line I feel like as in, because even in Suicide Squad, he didn't say anything worthwhile. I think his most impactful line as Joker has been, "Why did you send a boy to do a man's job?" Like looked him in his eye and was like, "Everybody, you always keep letting other people die for you. Like you send a boy to do it. Why did you send a boy to do a man's job?" That was like, to me, I'm like, that's what you're looking for. That's the closest to Ledger you've ever gotten. Is right there. That line, that's the line you got to deliver, because that's the bringing Batman down to his, like, yeah, bro, everybody around you keeps dying, but somehow you keep escaping. Tell me how, nigga. Like, yeah, bro, I felt like that was a powerful line. And I don't know, hopefully Jared Leto's Joker can get some more of those if they're ever going to use them again. But
Who knows?
yeah. But yeah, man, I think Batman, I like his arc in this, how
He's more
he finally
meaningful.
he finally cares about something. This is gonna sound fucked up, but we all know that Batman really cares about completing the mission, getting it done, stopping the violence, and doing that at any cost. And he's Batman, right? And it's a comic book, so obviously he never dies, or at least not often, right? He gets out of the situation, but people around him can die. And to know that Dick Grayson died in Batman's hands, and it's one thing, and I don't know, for people who read the comics or who know about these characters, it is one thing for Jason Todd to die in Joker's hands, and Batman be like, "I can't kill him. It's my moral code." Right? That's one thing, because Jason was already a problem kid. He was already kind of a fuck up. Batman was annoyed with that nigga. And don't get me wrong, not saying he still should let him die, but I'm just saying he already had more of a tumultuous relationship with Jason as Robin. So when Jason dies, he's like, "It's fucked up. I'm pissed. I want to beat the Joker up, but I'm just gonna throw him in jail. Whatever. I have to stick to my code." I don't really understand a world where Dick Grayson dies. Dick Grayson didn't just. I mean, Dick Grayson was a little asshole. Rich ended up being, kind of a little spoiled brat once he got with Bruce, and he's rich as hell. And you can understand. His parents was killed right in front of him. He watched him get splattered on the floor at the circus, and he goes from there to living this lavish lifestyle. And he's trying to compensate. So he drives fast cars. He probably treats women subparly, as we can tell by like some of the women in some that they interact with him, that'll be rocking with him. Barbara Gordon be hating that nigga sometimes. And for him to die, Batman to know about it, Batman to know Joker did it, and not kill him, like he's a 10-year-old boy that you brought into your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, wow. I just find it tough. Dick is the first Robin.
Yeah, he's like his first son.
And you know what I mean? Like, that's different than Jason. As fucked up as Jason dying is, I'm not excusing it. Just to be clear. But Dick dying is different than Jason dying. And I don't believe, as much as I respect Zack Snyder and I enjoyed this movie as a whole, I don't believe that a world can exist where Dick Grayson dies and Batman don't kill Joker. Doesn't, like, or somebody kills Joker. I don't know who does it. Maybe Batman is like too scared to pull the trigger, but Barbara Gordon comes in and shoots him or something. I don't know. I don't know how you do it, but somebody kills Joker if he kills Dick Grayson. Like, Dick Grayson don't just get to die in Joker's heads and Joker just be cool, still wrecking havoc and get to switch sides later. Like, I'm fighting with the good guys now because Darkseid. No. Don't believe it. Don't believe that for a second. Yeah. That was one of my big flaws with that. Once we got that explained a little bit. But outside of that, the way Ben Affleck acted Batman, I think was great, man. He went around. I feel like he had this constant air of like struggling with trying to open up while building this team, while also maybe trying to hold his cards to his chest because he wasn't sure which of these people he could fully trust. Obviously getting Diana on board was a big deal. That's a heavy hitter to have. But Aquaman, that's a scene that That was a tough one. I did think that was wild though. That Bruce went. I mean, granted, I guess I excuse it because it seemed like they never really said where he was. Just some random fishing town in the middle of nowhere, somewhere up in a rich area. But he walks into this town and then he just like gives out his business card. He's like, I'm Bruce Wayne, and I'm trying to build a team of superheroes, and I'm looking for this guy. And it's like,
yeah, that was curious.
why do you just show up in the bat suit? Like, hey, I'm Batman, and where's the dude that swims in the water and keeps showing up here and bringing y'all supplies? Like, hey, what? Nobody would have questioned him. He's just a random white dude who shows up and he's like, I'm really rich. I'll give you 25,000 if you tell me where your magical Seaman is. And they're like, yo, don't fucking play with us, bro. You got us fucked up. Like, it makes sense. Like, yeah, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, I don't know. He should have been. I don't know. He could have just been Batman. I think that would have went smoother for him if he just put the suit on and went to the place. But
I also think in this version they made him a whole lot more competent than Whedon did in his cut, because in his cut, Diana had to do everything. She was the smart one.
Yeah.
She knew.
oh yeah, facts.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. His character elevated.
He was like,
Yeah.
he's
That's
not
acting like
needed
Bruce
in
is not the
this.
world's best detective.
He had actual
Yeah, he's
motives
not.
and
He
direction.
wasn't figuring out nothing in
Don't
Whedon's
figure out
cut.
shit. He wasn't building shit. Yeah, this one he was like actually, funny enough, he had a scene in this that was real similar to Falcon Winter Soldier or something like that, where like Bruce, they asked him why he was fixing something, why he was working on something, and he was like, I got to do it myself. Something to that effect, like I got to do it myself, or I can't get anybody else to do it, or can't rely on Wayne Tech, or something like. He was like, me and Alfred got to do it ourselves, and we'll get maybe we'll get to Falcon Winter Soldier later. They had a similar scene like that, like that same sort of thing, where this hero has to work on his own stuff. But Batman needed that, like. Batman is supposed to have, back to Cyborg too. They gave Cyborg genius level intellect without the mother box. So I thought that was interesting too. Cyborg, he was just a genius. He was a genius on his own. We talked about Cyborg, and I didn't talk about my favorite part of the movie. I'm so sorry, Ray. I'm so sorry. When his mom is talking to the principal, and he was like, Mrs. Stone. He's like, Dr. Stone. Yeah. Let me tell you something, bro. When I tell you, me actually wasn't even paying attention. And she was like, I know that's right, girl. She just went off. Like, she was like, yes. I was like,
Dr. Stone. Yeah, that was a good scene too.
I was lit. When she said Dr. Stone, I said, yeah, that's right. She ain't just no wife of nobody. Dr. Stone right there too. Where you got us fucked up? Wow. Yeah. I'm sorry, Ray.
No, you're good. That was definitely a great scene because it showed also, and then after that, then she proceeded to be very relevant to our time about what happens in schools and how they treat under people of color in schools versus the privileged individuals. But that was they just gave Batman a whole lot more competency in his ability, because this is the world's greatest detective here. He should be able to figure out some shit.
Most of it.
But like in Whedon's cut, Diana was figuring everything out. Diana was like the one that
But it makes sense though, right? Because they were setting her up now to be this. They were trying to move away from Zack. So they set Diana up to be everything, and then they give us Wonder Woman origin movie, and she does all this other stuff. But then she does none of it in Justice League, and then she goes back to Wonder Woman, and she goes, and you're like, But it makes sense why they kind of pushed Diana more, because they felt like we're overdoing the Batman thing. We want to do something different, and we want to push a woman superhero, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I love Wonder Woman. Just push the actual character.
Right. It has to make sense within the universe. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. That was a great scene. That was a really good scene.
Very relevant.
I didn't expect it either, because when you think about when this, I mean, granted, not to say that we haven't had black issues going on forever, obviously. So the fact that Zack Snyder took, the internet has tried to make it seem like Zack Snyder is a terrible person, is somehow a bad guy or something, and I don't.
I'm not
think
even
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Yeah,
where
like
they
he's
pick-
completely out of touch, and I don't know where a lot of that comes from. I know he got a
Yeah.
lot of hate
I
when
think it's the echo chamber. That's all over the years.
yeah, and that's what I think it is, bro. And like I said, a lot of this comes from the fact that I think maybe a lot of the people that support his work and that are fans of his work, a lot of them seem to be over the top, very obnoxious, and what I think might have happened is a lot of those people who are in that Snyder Cut cult of people who are annoying online, and anytime you say Snyder's name, they gotta pop up and ask you a million questions or tell you you're a dumbass or whatever every time you have an opinion on something. I think a lot of those people were very lonely people and were looking for a community, and this gave them a community. And so they are so committed to it because without the Snyder Cut, there's no community anymore. You're not, it came out, it's over. So what do the Snyder Cut people do now?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, what are they gonna do now? Like,
Well, now they're on to release the Ayer cut, the Ayer cut, how you pronounce his name, of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that had its own. Man, that's in. Oh man,
That's what they're moving on to.
That's funny because that had its similar issues too.
And they're also on the break Snyder back to just create Snyderverse and like
Yeah,
just
now they're on recreate the Snyderverse.
I'm gonna be honest.
Wait, is that
I'm
actually
on board
confirmed
with
to happen? Is
no,
that actually
I'm saying
confirmed?
that that's what they're pushing for now. It's not
That's the new.
I think they
again,
100% should.
They should push for that, and I support
yeah,
that.
I
also
agree.
As obnoxious as they are.
I also
support
think they should
need
recast
to
some
give
characters.
Zack Snyder the DC EU
They need
keys and just
yeah.
have him.
He needs to be the Kevin
Warner
Feige
Bros.
of.
Warner
I
Bros.
think-
needs to pay attention in HBO, I guess, whoever.
I think that they should. Well, okay, because I think there's 2 points there. Because I agree with you all that, yeah, I think Zack Snyder did a great job. I think he had a vision, and I think that if he was allowed to play that vision out, I think we'd all enjoy the movies really well. I think a majority of people would be able to enjoy the movies. That being said, I do still think that there must be a way that we can more collectively put pressure on people. One, you gotta think about the Snyder Cut was a pretty vocal minority. There were a lot of people out there who were saying, "Yeah, I'd watch it if it came," but like I was one of those people who was like, I would love to see it come out, but I'm not tweeting. These people know everybody. They know who the janitor is that sweep out the head director's room. So they hounded him on Twitter. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were that, like it was like that type of level they were at. And so the only issue I have with these new hashtags and the new trend is, do you guys have a life outside of this? What else are you doing?
I mean, personally,
Because
if he gets the job done, I can give a goddamn about your life. If he gets the job
fair
done.
enough. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna enjoy the movies if they come out.
Yeah,
think, right. But
yeah.
I do think it is I do want to take the overall societal impact of having toxic people be rewarded over time.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the Snyder Cut was very toxic. There were a lot of very disgusting and terrible people within that. There were a lot of terrible people also on the other side giving hate to Zack Snyder as well. So don't get me twisted. And there was a lot of very abhorrent things that were said about his daughter and his situation he was with and his family. So don't get me wrong. Like some of it I get was responses to some things. Some things were small things that turned into bigger things. I understand. There's a lot of nastiness from that group. And what I don't want to see is we get here again with the same thing. Release this, release that. And if we're this, we get what we want. That is no, we can all say, hey, we want to see this. We can demand it as a group, as a bunch of people who want to see a good superhero comic book movie. We can come out and say we do this, but people don't want to get themselves associated with the Snyder Cut or the Ayer cut or whatever, because you don't want to be associated with this group of people who are acting out of like in a crazy way. You know what I'm saying? That are acting this way on the internet. You don't want to be associated with that, even if you do believe that the Snyder Cut, because that's how I felt. But you're not going to catch me hashtagging Snyder Cut.
It should not become the norm or the way people operate. Is we want this to happen. Well, then we need to turn into a mob and just like get this done, and then it becomes I get it. If people are doing wrong or people are spreading false narratives, you should call that out. You should speak on it. I'm not saying no to any of that. And obviously we saw a lot of that stuff, but once it came in, like we heard everything that's happening with Ray Fisher and all these other people, it was just like, okay, now these people, anytime somebody says anything or even just asks them, the thing is,
it wouldn't even be people necessarily being against anything Snyder. They'd ask a question, maybe looking for more information, or they didn't fully understand what was going on, which I can understand because this Snyder Cut shit was weird as fuck. So they might ask a question, but the way they phrased it might sound like an attack on Snyder. So instead of being like, hey, what do you mean by this? Or hey, let's have civil discourse, it just became attack anybody that says anything that's not positive about Zack Snyder. Somebody said, I don't like 300. Well, attack him. Like, yo, if you don't like 300, you don't like 300.
Yeah, it's
okay.
fine. We can like and dislike different things. Move along.
I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna attack you for it. What am I?
Yeah.
And that's my issue. Is I don't want them to feel like attacking people to get these movies released is gonna change anything. That being said, I do agree that there's probably a chance that if this much changed in the Snyder Cut of Justice League, that everything else after this had to have been affected in a similar fashion. So I would not be surprised if there's a different version of Suicide Squad that's fucking fire without the bullshit. It's fire, gritty as fuck, and they bout it. Like, I would not be surprised if that exists. That being said, you got a James Gunn version coming anyway. Whatever.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the weird catch with that too. Like,
Yeah.
They're probably never going to get it because you got James Gunn version. At least until that comes out. You're not getting it until the minimum when James Gunn version comes out.
I think James Gunn's going to do more for DC in the future, though. I 100%
You think so?
I 100% think so. Because he's not slated to do any other Marvel things after Guardian of the Galaxy 3, and I think he's just gonna want to do, help build up DC stuff. Not help, but just do his own stuff with those characters and that universe. Mm-hmm. And also, if I were him as well, I might feel the type of way of how Disney acted with the whole allegations back then.
Yeah, they don't give a damn. They'll slap you on the wrist and tell you to get the hell out of the office.
Yep. So
for nothing, nothing, but you know.
I think he has more to offer on DC side, especially with Marvel. We just see what they're doing. But yeah, so I am very excited. I'm actually pretty excited for the new Suicide Squad movie. So
yeah.
But if the Ayer cut or whatever comes out, I never really saw the first Suicide Squad. But if that does come out again, I'll be open to watching it just because I like to see.
I don't think the first Suicide Squad is terrible though. It's not a terrible movie. It's not like Whedon's cut, which is just bad. I don't think it's as terrible as people made it sound. I think people, again, it was already like. I think we also have to understand too, like releasing the Snyder Cut as fans of DC Comics or people who are fans of DC Comics. You're also fighting against a stigma that DC has earned over the last couple of years in not being able to put out competent live action content. And that's nobody's fault but DC's, regardless of how they felt about it. Maybe they should have just gave Snyder more time. Maybe they should have gave him a break and let him come back. I don't know. I get it. You have money and investors and whatever. Maybe they should have figured it out. Maybe they should have let him work from home. I don't know what they should have done to make sure that the integrity of his movie was kept in place. But they didn't do that, and it's cost them. They have a shit record. Nobody is interested, and to be honest, as unfortunate as it is, nobody's. If they had dropped a 4-hour movie in 2016, I think people would have watched it. Even as crazy as it sounds, 4 hours, people would have been like, you know what, I'll give this a chance. Because there was mixed reviews on Suicide Squad and Batman, and all this, but it was like, okay, there's something here. Or not Suicide Squad, Man of Steel is what I was trying to say. There was difference in opinion, but they were in a good place. For this to come out now after people have been let down by Aquaman, been let down by Wonder Woman. Some people didn't like either Wonder Woman at all. Even though we thought the first one was good. Some people didn't like the first one either. Some people feel let down by Shazam. Even though I thought that was a fun family loving movie, but that could have been maybe a little more gritty. Some people just feel let down by DC as a whole when it comes to live action. So they like, fam, I'm not giving y'all 4 more hours. And I could understand that. You can't be mad at those people. Now, granted, do I feel like y'all need to let us know that you're not going to give it your 4 hours? Probably not. If you're not going to watch it, then shut the fuck up and don't watch it. I think it's that simple for you. But if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Like we're fighting against that stigma that Warner Brothers created around the DC live action movies. So you can't expect this to get millions of views and people sitting down for 4 hours. You got to give people some time. They're probably going to watch this in parts more than they're going to watch it straight through like some of us did, like we may have done. People aren't jumping at this content. So it's just kind of what it is. And we just kind of have to take it for now. Excuse me. Until we can see them put something more cohesive on screen. But I don't know. I don't know. Just back to that whole point. Release the Iyer cut, and well, new Suicide Squad wasn't really part of my point, but I just want to see what they do, and I hope that we haven't created something where people feel like, hey, I can just be the biggest asshole possible, but if it's about something that people support or like, they'll support me, and then I get to be, there are people whose their life accomplishments are like being the head of the Snyder Cut shit. Like, oh, Zack Snyder talked to me once. Oh, okay. Cool. That's dope. And now you have 6,000 followers, and you feel like what you say about the DC universe and Zack Snyder movies or DC movies in general goes. That's not true either. You're still a fucking nobody just because Zack Snyder said your name one time. Just relax. It's just social media and Twitter. It's just Twitter, and people are retweeting you. That's not real support. You know what I mean? Like, make a video about it and make them watch that. Make them share that. Go do that. Like, maybe that'll be. Go make your own DC content and make somebody watch that. Write your fan fiction and see if people will read that, and then maybe you can have an impact. But just because you like lucked up and won a raffle with Zack Snyder met you, like, or you paid a bunch of money for a secret like ticket to something, and you went to an event, bro, you're not that important. And I think people just need to remember that. Like, okay, you're not the director, you're not WB. They've decided to listen this time. It doesn't mean they're going to listen every time. Yeah, and I think people just need to remember that and maybe adjust how we go about doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Which is the only point there. But anyways, back. So we got real distracted in there somewhere. But back into the movie. Kind of pushing towards the end because we had a lot of traveling around, a lot of meeting up. Some characters getting meeting here. We talked about how Ryan Choi got shown up as Adam. We got to see Martian Manhunter emulate Martha Kent so she can go talk to Lois and try to get her out of her funk. I thought it was really cool. Obviously, we should have known this was always going to be a Elseworlds universe when they killed Jimmy Olsen in Man of Steel. Like, that should have always told us, like, hey, this is going to be some off the rail shit. Jimmy Olsen dying off rip is like, damn, he's a photographer. They killed that man in cold blood. Like, yeah, all right, cool. This is, and right in front of Lois. Like, this was always going to be some wild shit. Like, this was always going to be something different, I think. But back into the movie, we had Lois taking the coffee every day, like we said, the routines. Superman comes back. We get into that final scene with them going to the area, and if now Raymond, you tell me, because I know you just got the Man of Steel in your brain. Is that the same area from Man of Steel that they destroyed? Is that supposed to be the exact same area where they had the fight at?
Where they had the fight at? Yes,
it is, right? Okay,
it is.
Because I was trying to get somebody to confirm that for me, and I couldn't get anybody to tell me if that was the case for sure.
That was
the place where they had the fight in Man of Steel, and it still had radiation from the fight around the area. So he used that to create his little base thing, and there we have Steppenwolf's base. So I thought that was really cool. It didn't just, because we didn't cut the way I remember it, and Draw can tell me if I'm tripping or not. It felt like his base just kind of showed up. He was just like, yeah, I'm just kind of here in this thing. Didn't really understand. At least I don't fully remember exactly what it was. They just kind of gave us the inside picture of like the different levels. I don't remember them letting us know, like, hey, I don't ever remember Steppenwolf in the Whedon cut. Like I said, Gerard, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't remember Steppenwolf ever coming in and being like, oh, radiation, that's good. I need that. Like, I need
radiation. That's that wasn't a Whedon cut. That was very important they added that because
everything.
Yeah, so what they tried to do in the Whedon cut, which is this whole, I don't want to call it a plot. I guess a plot beat. It's gone completely in Snyder cut. Is they kept showing like that family that was kind of like just a poor family in like crazy abandoned town. They just kept showing that family was
so weird.
It was weird, yeah. And then in that final sequence when Flash was trying to go up there, he was like, "No, I gotta go run up and save them and all that." As we know, that's gone. Mm-hmm. I think after he gets the first mother box and he's looking for, he figures out the radiation stuff. And he's like, perfect. This area just zooms into that radiation tower silo thing. So yeah, yeah, just another thing. Then.
Yeah, that family that was there just made no sense. Like, why?
Yeah, because the rest of the place was desolate. It was like it's like this is like a bomb, like a bombing testing area, and the family just lived there just cause or something.
Yeah, because they didn't even try to make that connection to Man of Steel and Whedon's cut, right? They tried to make it seem like it was some random place in the middle of because the family wasn't like an American family, it was just like some random family,
like Eastern European or something.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, we're poor and we can't leave. Then it was like, all right, well, I must. And that whole action scene was based on getting them out. Oh God, that was terrible. Oh man,
that whole area. I know they just CGI differently, but that whole area just made more sense contextually. You know?
It made
right.
100%.
God damn, man. Yeah, no, I definitely did.
It was also at night. Everything about that whole everything was like it showed like a clear progression of time and stuff. Like that's literally the same day of when Superman was just resurrected and stuff. Like this shit happened at night, as opposed to this weird, hazy, permanent twilight red hue or whatever.
Right.
In the Whedon cut. But yeah.
I like how Superman showed up at Alfred, and Alfred was like, "Oh shit, he said you'd go." I'm like, "You really showed up?"
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit.
Bro.
I like that. Definitely gave Batman more hope. They started doing the whole scene. Obviously, we kind of touched on it. Aquaman gets to come flying. I loved all the teamwork that came in from this. Like they built this level of trust that felt more earned over a little bit of time, like between each other. Ian?
I felt the weight.
No, I was gonna say I was agreeing with you.
Oh, yeah. They built that trust that felt more earned, and when they come into that scene and they're like flying and they're all, you know what I'm saying, and Cyborg's like catching, like I got you, and they had already had their little moment where Aquaman had already told them like, I don't know, how do I know you not working for him? Like you, that's Mother Box, right? Shit.
Yeah.
How I know you not being controlled? Like it made like, you know what I'm saying? That made sense. Like I was like, oh, and
the relationship.
Now they trust each other, and he's grabbing them and like, I'm still flying. You like, oh man, that was better. It was all better.
Yeah, we were able to watch their relationship develop over a 3-hour span.
Yeah.
So at the end, when the shit started hitting the fan, it felt
and this how I know I was invested, because I was legitimately like, I felt the weight of Batman's mortality when he had to go in by himself to knock down. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, for real. I felt that too.
In the first one, I was like, he's gonna do it. Fine, let's get the story along. Threat. Great. But in this, I was like, bro, oh shit. Like, and then that's how I knew. I was like, all right, this the payoff was so much better in this cut than in Whedon's cut.
Yeah, no, it was so good. It was so good, man.
That
Batman
whole
was
final act,
fighting
man.
so much. He was
the final act was really good.
The final act was great.
That was great.
It was great, man. Steppenwolf is doing his fighting. Everybody's doing their part, and then Superman. And then obviously, you know, they're fighting. They're holding up. You know, they're not getting their asses kicked left and right. They're taking some hits, but they're not just getting asses kicked.
Right.
And then I think the funniest part is on Doomsday is Darkseid, Desaad, and Granny Goodness. You know, once Superman shows up, it's only funny, right? Because he starts this off by telling Desaad, Steppenwolf does. He tells Desaad, he's like, no lanterns, no Kryptonians, we're good, right? You don't got to worry. We don't got to worry about. Ain't nobody to save.
It should be easy peasy, bro. Slight work, bro.
They just primitive.
And that, by the way, that makes so much more sense in this movie.
Oh yes, I didn't say that, but yeah,
I was like, okay, it make why did the Mother Box wake? I was like, okay, bet, and it was because there were no Kryptonians, there were no lanterns, there were nobody guarding that sector of the galaxy, basically. So it was like, I bet, let's turn on, let's alert our master, like it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think, and that's where Snyder's, like, the way he shoots is a great representation. Superman's yell is what sends out the battle cry or whatever.
That painted very well for me. It was a long.
I think that was a great representation of it.
Yeah, explained it.
There was some cuts they could have made, and the trap.
I feel like
the point was made that this is why
15 seconds too long. I was like,
they're knocking upside our heads like, yo, this is what did it to this one. This is what did it to that one.
Yeah,
and you guessed it.
Yes,
It
there's a
affected this
mother.
box.
Yes, there's a mother
so-
box in
and if you
Victor's
weren't sure-
closet.
There were those 3 cuts were all right, but then there was like 2,
Yeah.
3 extra ones in there where it was going over the ocean. I was like, okay, you didn't need this.
Reminder: Earth is a planet.
Yeah,
It has to go across
has
the
water.
planet.
I was like, what? Why is it? You didn't need this one. This one was not. Just
No,
point.
there was definitely some, yeah, for sure. Could have
Yeah.
cut that down a bit.
Yeah.
Indulgent, but you know.
But no, back to the end part.
But no,
It was-
yeah,
it
yeah.
was
But you're right.
definitely-
But you're right.
funny
Yeah, that was
cut.
definitely a powerful scene with Krypton and no Kryptonians, no lanterns. It made more sense.
Yep.
So obviously now here's a Kryptonian, and he wrecking your shop, beating your ass. You know, Steppenwolf just looking scary. I think the crazy thing is Superman is on this man, right? Doomsday and them boys just watching a man get smoked.
Yeah, he watching front row seats like, yo,
Bro, and-
fight night.
And Superman is playing no games. Boom, snapping off his mask and snapped off one of his little
Just like
ear joints.
over the
Fucking his
shoulder,
shit.
just like looking like.
And
I'm
he's
not about
looking
to-
like what?
I
like,
am not impressed.
Like, hit him a little harder, bro.
Like, oh damn.
See, there you go. There
No.
you go to the lasers. I told you
And-
about the eye lasers, but you just let
I'm
it
not even gonna
happen.
lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I had a moment of empathy for Steppenwolf because he ain't know he's gonna get his ass kicked like that.
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah.
his eyes? Like, here's the thing. And that's how I know Zack Snyder did a good job with me in this movie. Because he made me, because Steppenwolf was really sad, bro. He's like, please let me come home. Like, I conquered 50,000 worlds in your name, please. Like, please, like, I need 50,000 more.
Yeah.
And look, and the crazy part is, when you think about it as a whole, right? Steppenwolf is banished from Apocalypse. He has to keep taking over and dominating worlds, killing everybody on the world in order to gain Darkseid's approval. He's a lost son begging for his daddy's approval, right? Just like Batman, not that much different, except he's out there willing to kill people for it. He's doing it, destroying planets. And what do you know? He stumbled on the one planet that his daddy couldn't take. The one, bruh. The one planet in the whole universe. His daddy, the baddest nigga in the universe, can't take the planet. His daddy get his ass kicked on that planet and get sent back. It's the lost world. They have no idea what this planet is, and you happen to find it. Just your lucky day, nigga. And now you show up, and you thinking, holy shit. I found the lost planet. I got it. And ain't nobody here that can beat my ass. But I'm smooth, bro. I'm cool, bro. He's gonna let me back in after this one. I'm in. And then last second, here comes Superman. Actually, I'm gonna fuck you up in front of that nigga. Ain't no anti-life equation. And boom, boom, boom. Actually, send that nigga back to his daddy. And Wonder Woman said, actually, send him back to his daddy without his head. That shit was wild. Not only does he get chopped off on his way being sent back to Apocalypse, which is where he wanted to go in the first place. So if he had just been able to go through the boom tube to the tube to get back, you'd have been like, man, that's something, ain't it? But nah, his head goes through, and Darkseid ain't even trying to like care for it. He caught it with his foot, stepped on that bitch. So yeah.
Me too. He's like, here we go, smush. Well, guess you were right this side. I was like, damn. That's
All right.
crazy.
Guess we gotta go get it the old way. Let's go. First of all, that's just I'm so sad. I'm so upset we don't have another movie because I know
that
at
was
least right now,
epic.
if we had watched this in theaters and Darkseid said, guess we gotta do it the old ways. Let me tell you something. We'd have got arrested outside of the theater. We got arrested outside the theater. I'd have lost my shit outside the theater. When Darkseid says, let's do this the old way, you mean you bring
That
ways of
sequence
old.
from the
bringing the war world and shit, like you really like you coming to yourself. Nigga said, nigga, I'm not even gonna boom to him over there. I'm gonna show up. I got you.
That's probably my most frustrating thing about this movie.
What's that?
Is that we'll never see what the old ways look like.
No, we saw it in the
I mean, we
flashback.
saw it, but we won't see it with
that was an
Superman
L, though.
involved. We won't
Yeah.
see it, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not
that-
gonna say upgraded Darkseid with the old ways. Yeah.
That is the only thing. Yeah, it's a
We
little.
can read the comics.
Yeah, I know, right? People like
And
me.
imagine.
All right, you got
Man,
me,
Lady.
DC.
how do I sign
Comics.
up for the Zack Snyder universe mob? How do I do that?
DC Universe.
How do I sign up for the Flash sex Snyder?
Suddenly, DC Universe Infinite got like 200 new subscribers.
Look how quick Ian become toxic. Listen, man.
Yeah.
It was always in them. You just need to bring it out.
Where the
And Zack
toxicity
Snyder
is at,
cut
that'd be
did.
over there. That is funny, man. But yeah,
Man.
yeah, man. So, anyways, but leading up to that point, we got to see something really dope, right? So we got to see the early remnants of what could lead to like Flashpoint or any of the issues where Flash messes with time, right? And we got to see that on live screen, which I
That
think is the
effect is
best.
really cool.
I will
mean,
have to ask y'all because y'all like loyally watch the Flash show. Hats off to you. I think this is the best it's looked in live action with a time travel
Oh, easily.
and how it was animated and
Without
how it was
well,
edited,
Is
graphically
it about him
put together.
reversing time?
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
him reversing it,
I mean, okay, so I haven't really seen much of the Flash show.
or even time traveling. I don't really like how they
Is time travel.
time traveling, messing with time.
Yeah, this is probably
The
the
little
coolest.
bit I saw on Flash, I was like, this just seems corny.
it gets better in the show. So I
Okay,
I don't agree there because initially, yes, if you watched a couple times that they did it in the beginning, it looks very gimmicky. It don't really, but they get better with it later on in the show. So I would say they're about, to me, they're about up there. But definitely the way they do it in Snyder's Cut was definitely very, very, very good and paid off. So yeah, no, I agree with you there for sure.
I thought that was a dope moment for us to have to see Flash running. And I guess I was a little bit confused at what was fully happening at the moment because I don't understand why Cyborg. It felt like there was a moment where Cyborg could have told him now, and he just didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm not
I was
fully
like,
understanding
am I
why
watching-
that happened.
I was like, am I
He said,
watching
"I've
Dragon
connected
Ball
to the
Z
mag-
right now? Why is this taking so long?
Like,
Yeah.
say now,
wanna
say.
see.
Like he could have just said it. He didn't say, and he waited, and then the dude is able to shoot him. And I think that's something that would have benefited from a theatrical cut. I think that would have cut down,
Yeah.
so we would have
Yeah.
seen it in like faster, just
Yeah.
just locked in.
Get-
Boom,
yeah,
it
get
gets
to
hit
the-
and
Right.
trips, and then you know I think that we would have seen that. I think
It would have
that
been a
gap
better
was just there.
representation of it happening simultaneously. I feel
Right?
like that.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think cutting it down would have helped that.
Yeah.
So we saw that he trips and he he hurts. He got shot. So his side is like open. He's trying to heal himself while also trying to get himself in a place to run again because obviously Flash can self heal and heal himself through his powers, right?
Right.
But it's not really working fast enough. It's not, and all we see, I was real confused, honestly. Like I was watching it and I was just like, wait, what is this? Is this going like super left? Like what is happening? Because I was just like, he's not gonna make it. Like he gonna get that. I don't know how he gonna do this, but he's not gonna make the thingy now. And that's why I told y'all earlier, I thought Superman might have been coming in and maybe they were just gonna let him do it. And I was like, that's gonna be a little bit overkill on Superman's powers, but whatever. But when he was like, gotta break the time force, gotta go fast, gotta break the rule, Barry, you gotta break the rule. I was like, oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
And then boom, like he takes off. Draw will be right back, folks. I would put his name here, but his name is already here because of Zoom. Maybe I'll cut out his last name though, so you guys don't Google. Anyways, he comes right back. And he's able to reverse the time, and we get to see him just reverse the time. I mean, we saw a little bit of it, obviously, when he hit the mother box. Right? He reversed time just a little bit to get it back right above the water to hit it right before it went in to get Superman back.
I have a theory about that whole thing.
What's that?
What if he didn't actually reverse back to his own timeline? Maybe he reversed back to another. And that's why we have this nightmare situation parallel to them succeeding. So we have a
Well-
scenario where he ran to another timeline and saved that timeline, but didn't make it to the other one. So now we have a situation where it failed on one end and then it didn't fail on the other end.
See, my thing is Flash. Okay, so the problem is like when it comes to like time travel and dimensional travel, you just have so many different differing opinions because it could be anything. One, I don't know that Flash can travel across timelines. He can travel backwards or forward in time, and his actions could create a new timeline that he's stuck in unless he travels back to the same point again and maybe does something differently or doesn't affect things the same way. But he can't travel to a different timeline specifically and be like, oh, I'm accidentally not in, you know what I'm saying? He could have created the nightmare timeline to happen by going back.
Okay.
Right. So and the only difference here is we don't know what necessarily changed in that moment, because in the Superman resurrection moment, all we see is Flash reverse the mother box so that it comes up and him touch it, Superman come back to life and everything. We don't know what actually happened in the version of the universe where the mother box fell into the water and he doesn't get to it in time. We never see that, right? Because like Batman, everybody other than Flash has no idea what happens in that universe or that he ever missed it because they never saw it. Only Flash saw it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same. I look at it as the same thing here. He couldn't have traveled back to another timeline. He can only go and create an alternate timeline. So I like the idea. I just think it would have to be he went back in time and his actions or the actions of somebody else must have been affected by him going back to create this happening in this way. Which, I mean, we already knew that they were discussing doing Flashpoint, trying to get Flash to reset the DCU so we can
I think it is going to be Flashpoint regardless.
Do this over.
Wait, let me I think it's going to be wait, are y'all talking about like the Flash sequence?
Yeah, so we're talking. Well, so Ian was talking about his theory. He was saying that he thought maybe Flash in the resurrection scene, like where he went back in time, he was thinking like maybe he went back. Maybe when he went back, he accidentally went to like a different timeline or something, which is why he's stuck here. But
that's kind of interesting.
He can't go back to a different timeline. He can only create a different timeline by his own actions. He couldn't. He can't just say, "Hey, I want to go to this other timeline where my mom's alive." He has to. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it makes more sense if every time he does the reversal, it creates a split.
Well, it does. It does. Yeah. It has to. You have no choice of that. It's just how do you actually get to travel between those dimensions is different. That's why you have different characters who can dimensionally travel and all that type of stuff.
So maybe the nightmares are Batman's peek into the timeline that was created every time.
Possibly. He would have a link because you're right. And he would have a link to that Batman, which is why he might be having the nightmare, because that Batman is him. It really is him. It's not like a different universe or a different dimension Batman. It really is his that Batman was born from his consciousness. It's just that Batman is now stopped because the Batman we're watching is the one that Flash reversed and everything's going the way we want it to go. But in this world, it doesn't happen in time, or maybe it happens too late, so it resurrects him in a different state and he goes crazy. But I think it's more likely that they're, and I don't know if I said this earlier, I do think it's more likely that they're playing on the injustice thing where he is, where you have, where they did this, they brought him back, they beat Darkseid, everybody's happy-go-lucky, but something happens later, whether it's Joker, whether it's whatever, somebody kills Lois Lane, and because, like I told you earlier, Superman his happiness in this body, in this new existence, is pretty much rooted in Lois. Then when that happens, he goes completely off the rails. You understand why he goes off the rails. Like, the only reason I didn't fuck the whole world up is because Lois and my mom were here, and now you just killed her. Cool. Well, I'm going off. And then I didn't catch this in my first watch through. I'd have to go back. Somebody said that they were kind of hinting at Lois being potentially pregnant in this. And if Lois is pregnant,
Oh yeah.
this, then it's just the Injustice storyline.
They were. There was
I think-
there was a pregnancy kit in the drawer when she opened it.
Yeah.
And
Also,
the only
Batman
reason why
said,
I think
congratulations,
why I
by the
caught
way.
this was because they stayed on that. That shot was like half a second too long. So I was like, I went back, paused it, looked at it. I was like, that's a pregnancy kit. Yeah.
No. You know what? I'm glad you guys mentioned this because I did see some on Twitter, just something that I retweeted, and I think Snyder confirmed it.
Oh, did he?
I think he confirmed that she is pregnant, but not with who. I mean,
Gotta be Jonathan Kent, right?
So it could be alluding to like, yeah. I have to find it. Dang it.
Well, it could be
Batman said congratulations too at the end. Like, congratulations, by the way.
Who?
Batman. To
Lois Lane?
No, to Superman. At the end.
Okay.
They were walking there. He was like, "How did you get the house back?" And then he said, "I bought the bank." And then he said after that, "Congratulations."
Oh, he said congratulations. He did say that. He did.
He did. Yeah, he did. Oh, you're correct. That's right. You're right.
You're right. Yeah, he did. For sure. So that, yeah, I mean, that sounds
Confirmed.
like the Injustice. It sounds like one of two things. Either they're really going for, well, they're not, because if they were trying to create, I think if Zach was really trying to create like this massive 15, 20-year spiraling universe, you don't kill off Dick Grayson. You don't you don't let Jonathan Kent come into the world and he have like no friends. Just no kids, more or less. I don't think that happens. So I'm guessing we're not looking at seeing like a version of Superboy. We're looking at seeing we're probably looking at seeing this be the Injustice storyline coming into this where shit goes left, Superman goes crazy, and he's like, yeah, fuck this. I'm going off my rocker. So yeah, that is pretty cool. And possibly maybe Superman believes he can use like the anti-life equation or something. Maybe Darkseid convinced. I don't remember all of that storyline because I think they're trying to combine it with Darkseid because the Injustice storyline is just Joker killing him and then Superman tripping off that and then taking over. Versus if he was to work with Darkseid or something, maybe Darkseid could like gain control of his brain or take over him or something while he's in a weakened emotional state because he wants to get Lois back or something like that. That could have been an interesting twist on that storyline. So that might have been what he was going for. I don't know. But yeah, I did think that was a good twist. Lois being pregnant, I thought that was interesting. So cool to know that that was actually confirmed. That's really good. And then yeah. So I mean, that's kind of the end of it, right? Yeah, Darkseid's head's chopped off. Everybody's happy. Everybody moves on, and then
Steppenwolf's head chopped off.
Yes.
I said what I say.
You said
Darkseid's head.
Oh, Steppenwolf. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Steppenwolf gets his head chopped off. Yeah, don't Darkseid not getting his head chopped off. Nah, come on. Y'all gonna have to kill him a little different than that. You know? Got to be a little smarter, a little more cunning than that. But yeah, so he is Steppenwolf gets his head cut off, and we go, okay, everybody's semi back to normal. Bruce says we're gonna turn Wayne Manor into the Hall of Justice. We're gonna convene here and we're gonna be the superheroes. And he was like, and obviously like they were hinting at an expanded universe that maybe Zach would have been kind of over, but obviously he wouldn't have been the only director. I guess like Zach might have ended up in a Kevin Feige-esque role because he said, but room for many more. And like at that time, we already knew like Shazam and those type of characters were coming. So to think that we could have, who knows where else this could have went, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, the Lantern Corps, like we've been saying, you know what I mean? Like it's so much more. Martian Manhunter finally getting to portray himself fully and everything. Like, we were really setting up for that and having a live action. I'm just thinking of like the original Justice League Unlimited cartoon, like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. And I'm just thinking of that live action in my head. And I'm just like, this will be so dope. Yeah, they're not going to look exactly like them fully, but to be able to see in live action, Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Flash, Cyborg, like, you know what I mean? To see them, I mean, well, not necessarily Cyborg, he's not really original, but original, you have to have Hawkman for that, or Hawkwoman for that. Hawkman, Hawkwoman? Who's the original 7 in Justice League? All right, whatever. Who cares?
It's I think it's Hawk. Yeah,
in the
Aquaman.
cartoon. I'm not talking about the comic. The cartoon.
yeah,
in
it's Hawk
the
Girl.
cartoon,
The
it was Hawk
cartoon
Girl.
was Hawk Girl, yeah.
It was Hawk
Yeah.
Girl.
Hawk Girl, right?
Hawk Girl,
Yeah.
Flash.
Hawk Girl, Flash, Green
John Stewart,
Green Arrow.
Aquaman wasn't even really. He wasn't even.
He
wasn't
was, but he
shining.
was. Yeah, he was.
Supes, Bats, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, Hawk Girl. I just said, John Stewart, Green Lantern,
Yes.
Aquaman. Is that it? Martian Manhunter was part of the original 7.
He is. Yeah, Martian Manhunter is definitely part of the original 7. Yeah, so it's
So
Hawk
maybe
Girl,
I-
Flash, Batty, Supes, Wonder Woman. Yeah, obviously John Stewart, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter.
Oh, okay.
It was. I couldn't remember if it was Hawk Girl or Hawk Man. That's what I was.
Yeah, no, it was
the other 6 was right.
Hawk Girl.
It's Hawk Girl.
Okay. All right, cool.
Or Hawk Man.
Superman, Batman, Flash, Hawk Girl, Wonder Woman, Black Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter.
Mhm.
Yeah. The original.
They ended up bringing Aquaman in later, and he was like real insecure and real like.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Yeah, because he probably was like, do I want to be with the land people and do this, or do I want to be, be with my Atlantean brethren and whatever?
No,
I used to
he was
love that
he was like
soundtrack.
depressed for some reason. Like I don't remember. I'd have to watch the show again. No, it's
Because he was a
like
joke.
that.
No, I'm kidding. Well, no.
I used to love that soundtrack. Well, I still love that soundtrack actually.
The Justice League.
The
Unlimited.
Yeah, Justice League Unlimited soundtrack.
Yeah, she was fine.
No,
Yeah,
it was
intro,
really good.
man. It's stuck in my head. It's so good.
Yeah.
Now, that's a show I would rewatch. Oh,
What?
it's so
Any
hard to.
day.
There's so many episodes. It'd take me a long
Yeah.
time, like the rest of the year. Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways, we got everything. We got to see. Decide. That's what we're talking about. That's where I was. Decide. How are we gonna get the anti-life equation? And I like how Desade's character was played through the whole movie as well. We didn't really talk much about him, but he basically was like Steppenwolf's big brother. Like, nah, nigga, you ain't really earned that. Nah, do better. Nah, you could have been up here, but you're not, nigga, because you weak. So nah, just me and Granny up here. You tried. Granny goodness. That was dope to really see her.
Yeah, that was a cool
you-
nod.
you
I mean,
know,
it made
definitely.
sense. Yeah. with
Well, yeah,
the
it's Darkseid, yeah.
apocalypse. Yeah. it just makes
Darkseid,
sense.
right at his right hand is the only thing that I didn't see, and I'd have to rewatch the scene. I didn't see them like show the Furies or anything like that, and that would be the only thing that would have been cool to see, like a homage to somewhere in the background. They didn't have to be like prevalent or anything. They didn't have to come out the blue. But that would have been really cool to see. The female Furies, Granny Goodness training them or directed them through like a training sequence or something. But that probably would have been in one of the new movies or one of the newer movies. They probably would have set that up with Granny training the Furies. Like we're going to fight for Darkseid in the old ways. You know what I'm saying? We got to go fight for real, hand to hand. Like we're gonna be down there with it. So go ahead and let's get it. Like let's get this training in. Because the female Furies do not play games. They ruthless. And then if you remember when Wonder Woman got taken over, oh my god. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had the nightmare sequence at the end. Well, obviously, Ian just talked about it too. Superman was like, how'd you get the house back? And Batman was like, I bought the bank. Didn't even buy the house. I bought the bank. All right, rich ass. I mean, to be fair, he says my power. He more or less says my power is white privilege without directly saying it. He said,
"Yep,"
because I think Ezra Miller was the one who asked him like, "What's your power?" And he's like, "I'm rich."
Yeah, I'm rich.
Yeah, damn right.
I'm rich and hard headed is what his powers are. Really,
White and rich.
White and rich.
White, rich, and hard headed. I saw. I don't know if we ever said it on here, but somebody was like, Batman has to keep some of his face exposed in the mask so that the police know he's white. That shit is probably one of my favorite tweets.
They said
that's one of my favorite tweets.
What? Where's the lie?
I mean, where's the lie? Hey, just so you guys know, guys, I'm hey. Whoa, I'm like,
said, I seen this one meme. They said if Batman was real, he'd be a Republican. I was like,
oh, for sure.
Hey,
you think he's saving our neighborhoods? No.
Of course.
Right.
100%.
Well, who knows, man? You never know. Because Batman's parents did get killed by random people
Yeah.
in the alley. You know what I mean? In a good area. He wasn't coming out of a Gotham. Oh, he was coming out of Gotham Theater. Never mind. He was. Gotham is pretty ruthless.
It is. It's the worst of the worst.
He was coming out of Gotham Theater.
I did see his tweet. Just random side note. I did see his tweet yesterday making the rounds. Y'all might have seen it too. Where it was like, it's like this is like Batman, huh? This your king. It shows like this dude dressing as him in like the old school Batmobile, like pulled over on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone just replied was like, I love it when black black folks just rip on Batman. It's just hilarious. And I was like, yeah. For all the reasons we just said.
I do be liking it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Batman fan, so I do get a little upset sometimes. But I'll be like,
I know. I like Batman too.
I'll be like, hey, y'all gotta relax. Y'all getting a little out of pocket.
Oh
now.
yeah, true. It's just blacks who are doing.
Put some respect on that man's name. Y'all want to say it to his face though,
right?
Y'all want to say it to Batman face though, pussy.
Get the hands.
Yeah. Y'all scary. Y'all want to say it to his face.
Yep.
Anyway.
How y'all think I feel? Superman is my favorite superhero.
Superman be getting ripped.
Bro, I got
he the Proud Boy leader, man.
And he the leader of the Proud Boys. For sure, Superman is the leader of the Proud Boys.
Proud Boys.
Oh man, yep.
There's nothing wrong with white pride. Hey, all right, bro. All right, Superman. Superman, you're not white. You're an alien.
You're an alien.
However, you look just like them.
That's
I don't know why you look like them, actually.
That's what I hold on to. He's an alien. He's really an immigrant like me.
Yeah, they let him in though. They let him in though. No problem.
He's an immigrant. All right. He's an immigrant.
Somehow he got through the borders, no issue. They were willing to talk about that one. They ain't just send them back to space. Hey, go figure it out on the moon, bitch. They ain't do that. You're right. They were like, nah, you're fine. I guess you can stay here.
What if you come like, we don't want no space niggas.
You have the right disposition, the right character.
we don't want no space niggas out here. Nah, you good. You can stay out there.
Just now getting Black Superman.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's what we're getting. Sorry, the nightmare scene. We get to see some interesting characters, right? So we get to see Deathstroke. We get to see Batman.
Mira was there. Aquaman did.
We got to see Mira. Aquaman got killed by Superman. Superman smoked his ass.
Yeah.
No surprises there.
About to send him 6 leagues under the sea.
Big facts. I don't know. And the thing is, I get it because Aquaman is mad prideful. So this nigga like, nah, I'm gonna fight you. I don't know what. He should have joined that nigga. He's wrong. You were wrong. You never had a shot in this fight. It probably took Superman a solid 10 seconds to whoop this nigga ass and kill him with no remorse, not think twice. You fighting against me? Bet. Boom, boom, boom. Your little trident gone, then snap that in half, threw that into the sun as a plaything, and you're dead. All right, cool. Hope you have a son, because you're done. Whole line, done. It's a new king of Atlantis, nigga.
Right.
Put Orm in there. I bet you that nigga listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we see Mira. We saw. Sorry, there was somebody else in that last scene too that I'm forgetting.
Flash with armor was there.
We saw Armor Flash with there. Yeah, he was in his like time travel suit. I think that was.
Okay, that makes
sense. I think what we're seeing there is the Flashpoint.
Yeah.
I think that's him going, fuck it. This is the last chance we have. The only chance of us saving this is me.
Yeah.
Doing his. He's gonna do his run back, and that's where we saw Ezra. I think that's when we saw Flash talk to Batman before. What movie was that? When Flash?
Batman v Superman.
Batman v Superman, right? When Flash comes in and he's like, Lois is the key.
Lois is the key.
Yeah, damn right, she's the key. And they think that so this was even set up really well. Now that we're just backtracking a little bit, because they think that Lois being the key is past. Like, oh, Lois was the key, calmed him down. We got Superman back. We're good. All right, until y'all realize that y'all should all be going all out to make sure Lois lives to be 100 and a million years old.
Well, actually, Batman does say, Batman, because they had that brief conversation, Wonder Woman and Batman, and she's like, "Oh, well, Lois was the key," and then Batman says, "Oh no, I think he meant something else. That might have been something deeper."
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I caught.
Might have been something deeper than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe he does understand that it could be more to
Something
it
more. Yeah.
than just that. And then obviously we saw Joker, and they had a scene that we kind of spoke about already. We got to see them their back and forth. And I think Cyborg was there. Cyborg was also there in the nightmare scene.
That's right, he was there.
Cyborg was also there in the nightmare scene. And I want to say
I
it was
think
like
he had the
another
improved
villain, but I
armor.
just can't think of what.
Oh.
Yeah, his arm looked a little different. Now, he was wearing like a Jedi robe type thing too.
Yeah, the traditional apocalyptic, desert garb. Yeah. I think that was it, though. Yeah, I think that was it. Batman. Let's say Flashpoint Flash. Val Harden, Cyborg,
Okay.
Mira, Deathstroke.
So
Wonder Woman was not there.
No, she wasn't. She was not there yet. But in a lot of scenarios, after he loses it and goes crazy, Wonder Woman does try to like support him and like replace Lois, and he and she fights with him like, I'm on your side, like I want to be with you now, and she's like always trying to get his approval, and he's like, you're not Lois, you can't do the things for me that Lois did for me, you don't love me the way Lois loved me, like you just kind of adore me and see me as this all ruling man figure that is more powerful than you. I get it, but nah, fam, I'm not. He does kind of, well, it depends. Sometimes I do fall in love, and sometimes he treats her like, you just, I guess I'll take you since Lois is gone, but I ain't really happy about it. So who knows how that could have worked out. Just because she's not there doesn't mean she's dead. She could be working literally with Superman too. Unless her shield is somewhere in like an Easter egg and I didn't see it, then this whole thing is stupid. I can just see somebody hopping in the comments like, oh no, you guys didn't catch the shield on the corner, she's dead. Like, all right, well, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't need to rewatch it. Yeah, I need to rewatch it. Catch everything else. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I'm trying to read. I'm reading this because this is from Snyder himself. Because we just did a bunch of waffling. I did a bunch of waffling, and Snyder might have said something a little different. Oh, so Joker doesn't kill Lois. Because I guess, you know what I think about it? If Joker killed Lois, they wouldn't have him with us. So this isn't the Injustice storyline. This is his own thing. So Darkseid. Oh, I get it. Darkseid can read minds. He probably looked into Superman's soul, realizes Lois is the most prevalent thing there. Of course, obviously being the only thing that's keeping him calm, and then murders Lois and corrupts Superman with the anti-life equation. So he was gonna come and get the anti-life. He was gonna get the anti-life equation, get Superman, wreck the world, and then what? Go back the other way. Oh man. And then I guess then that would have been our key to like Flashpoint. And then they probably would have restarted the DCEU with some brand new type of crazy movies or something. I don't know. Okay, I just wanted to read that itself. I had no idea. He was so it was bad. It was Darkseid who was gonna kill.
All right, that I actually, damn it, I wish we could have seen that go all the way through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
seeing the apocalyptic world, and
getting to see how all these people die, all these other heroes died.
Shit just hits the fan all the way through, and then see and then lead up to the Flashpoint, and then retcon everything and restart the entire DC. Man, that'd
have been dope. It'd have been like, hey, all right, I had my fun, but now y'all can do something a little more serious, I guess. Y'all can do something more in line with, I don't know, man. They could have done more, man. They could have done more, because we got to see I'm trying to remember the name of the movie right now, but of course it's not coming to my head. Apocalypse War. Sorry. Apocalypse War was not this level, but this wasn't Apocalypse War level, but
I was about to say Apocalypse War was fucking crazy.
That level of what the fuck is going on? Woo! I'm like, imagine that on live screen. Yeah, sign me up for that. Rated R, so that I don't have to deal with any fucking little kids, and sign me up for that. I want to see Apocalypse War live action. I want to see niggas getting smoked left and right. Everybody's fucking dead. Yeah, sign me up. But other than that, I mean,
Other than that, it was a terrible movie.
facts.
The lighting was off. The sound
Yeah.
selection, the sound selection was stupid.
Cinematography
The
was
soundtrack. Oh my god, it was
It's-
the
it's-
worst.
Yeah, that's probably the one thing. The music was hitter.
I don't
early
think
on,
there was
hit
a
or miss.
single song that he played in a scene that was in slow motion that I actually enjoyed. All right, that I felt fit.
vocal
That's
songs.
fair.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, me either.
That was bad.
The stuff I did like weren't vocal, funny enough.
The sound effects
he
sounded.
probably was doing this on his own. He probably ain't had no
I'm gonna be
computer.
honest.
I think
I could hear
I think he has a playlist of his
that
songs.
the sound effects in this movie were an afterthought almost.
For
Like some of them sounded kind of
some of 'em.
cartoonish. Like the scene where Cyborg was reaching out to not Lois Lane, Wonder Woman,
Diana, yeah.
Diana, reaching out to Diana saying, "Yo, meet me here." Why was the screen bleeping and blooping like not a Dexter's Laboratory, man?
I mean, no, it was.
What the hell, man?
I just kind of took it for what it was because I'm like,
Yeah.
Every time that happened, or I heard a sound that sounded kind of weird or over the top, I was like, okay, it took me out of it a little bit. Like, okay, yeah, this was definitely put together, like not rushed together, but like you can tell that there
In
wasn't a
his
lot of
basement.
time involved in, the production of this, So I mean,
Yeah, like I think this cut this is more about the story than it is about anything that happens post-production. Because he didn't have there wasn't that for this. Because right when he was done, if I can remember correctly, right when he was done filming and they were gonna get into post-production, that's when shit hit the fan and stuff happened. And then they brought Joss Whedon in to do everything. So any post-production they were gonna do for this 4-hour cut, they didn't really do. He did it on his own over the years to release it now. So
we do gotta talk in some sort of context. He had stuff going on, and decided to leave WB and with everything with them, and then they decided that they were going to have somebody come in, and instead of bringing somebody in that you feel like, or that maybe Zach trusted to see his vision saw through, they brought in Joss Whedon because they looked at that as a chance. Yeah, exactly. And they brought him in and basically said,
Avengers.
and they basically said, yeah, come in here and make us an Avengers movie. And look, I don't know Joss Whedon. I don't know how he grew up. I don't know anything about him. I don't know if he's a good guy, bad guy, or what. But I do know that he clearly didn't understand the superheroes. He clearly didn't understand the universe that he was walking himself into. And he clearly really didn't give a fuck about DC. I think, if anything, he was just like, shit, I'll just put some shit out. It don't really matter. They paid me anyway. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck how well it does. This was Snyder's thing. And that's very apparent in how he cut it, how he wrapped it up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even rant about if I think he's racist or not. I'm not going to. He probably is.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you cut the black man out the whole movie like that, and just gut him the way Cyborg was gutted. But because you could have cut that movie down and still had Cyborg be the heart of your movie. Yeah, wouldn't have changed shit to it. It would have made more sense. It maybe would have enjoyed his cut more, but whatever. But yeah, I think just. I think we just have to look at the situation and know that he hadn't finished all his shooting, back in 2015, 2016. He still got some. I think they said he got like $80 million to do some reshoots and some post-production stuff. Whenever this was greenlit, like a year or two ago, basically, or a year and a half ago, maybe it was, when this was kind of greenlit, and they were like, "Hey, we're going forward with this Zack Snyder's, Justice League." He was given like an $80 million budget to finish the movie. So a couple scenes that they would have to shoot at the end and little filler scenes and whatever else they needed, they did that. But also, I would assume a big part of that budget was also spent on post-production and how do we get people who know how to do this stuff in here? Because I mean, they could have put me on post-production, but you'd have got some real Mickey Mouse ass sounds. You know what I'm saying? You got some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I'd have done it for free. Facts.
Like,
It'd have been really me clicking on my keyboard for Cyborg doing clicks, looking around his screen. That's what it would have been. I'd have fucked it all up. I'd have been like, they think this is fire. Like, come on, man. So I'm just, they must have spent a good bit of money on people to do some of that. And yeah, I mean, I think it's subjective because, like Ian said, it didn't bother me, but looking at it from a different perspective, I'm like, yeah, that is a little corny. Like, why was it beeping at all? Like, it should be because it's like, but they do have those like little, when Tony Stark gets in his suit and he's talking to Jarvis and he's looking at the screens and everything. It's not like a beep boop, but it's like that little staticky, like electricity is working. You know what I mean? Like technology is doing
I get
something.
that. It could have been.
It could have been more
subtle.
close to that. With
it could have
Cyborg.
maybe turned down the sound effect a little bit.
Yeah, it was super wild.
Put a little low pass filter on it. I don't know. Like,
see, they could have hired Ian, paid him top dollar for real.
Yep. Finally.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they hired me, there would have been a lot less singing involved. I'll tell you that much.
I feel you. I felt like those scenes wouldn't have been as bad in the theatrical cut, but
yeah.
But yeah, man, like we said, Batman and Joker had a real dope scene. They went back and forth, and that was the movie, man.
Then he woke up.
And then he wakes up and sees Martian Manhunter for the first time. Bruce sees Martian Manhunter for the first time. Mm-hmm. And doesn't, I mean, my thing is, I thought that would have been a great way to end it. For Bruce to be like for Martian Manhunter to come up and be like, oh, I'm Martian Manhunter. I've been watching you. I never thought I'd see Earth's defenders, join together to defend Earth. And, this is crazy that I saw Earth join forces. And now I want to help because I'm invested in this world. They tried to give you this moment. But it would have been real dope for Bruce to, like, still be little, like, asshole Bruce a little bit and be like, where the fuck have you been? Like, what can you do? Where are you?
You're right.
And then when they learn that he has all of Superman's powers, they go, hey fam, so we revived that dude for nothing? You could have just or you could have just flown to Apocalypse yourself and fought. All right. You could literally grab Steppenwolf, flown to space, had the whole battle in space.
I'm honestly, if I was Batman, I'd have been pissed. I'm on vacation.
Yeah,
and this nigga comes to me and tells me,
tell me what you can do.
I could have done everything. You didn't have to go all the way out of your way to bring back Superman.
Yeah, I can do all of that.
But
the ice beams and all of that. Yeah, all of that. I can do all that.
So you made me have to go out to Lois Lane and try to convince her to come out and see him. I mean, like, what the hell, man? You didn't have to do all that.
What if we find out that wasn't really Batman? What if that was actually Martian Manhunter? I mean, that wasn't really Superman. It was Martian Manhunter the whole time, pretending. I don't know.
That'd have been interesting. That would have been a plot twist right there.
That'd be M. Night Shyamalan.
That'd be M. Night Shyamalan twist right there.
That's the M. Night Shyamalan plot twist right there.
That's the M. Night.
It's actually Martian Manhunter. And the guy playing Martian Manhunter is actually Miss Martian, and this is actually a Young Justice live action movie.
Oh my god!
The Martian Manhunter theories. Oh man.
Yeah. That's it. But yeah, man, it's a good movie. I honestly don't know where we're at on time. Don't know what time is.
Well over.
Doom don't tell you time, so I don't know.
I forgot to record again. I apologize.
Oh, you're good. I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess we did long enough for a podcast. I'm going to guess. I'm going to take that shot in the dark and guess that. I don't know what time exactly we started, but it's 2:00 and we started before 12:00. So we've got to be at least 2 hours in on this. Apologies to anybody that is sick of hearing my voice through this, but I'm super excited about Zack Snyder's Justice League. And this is why I wanted to do this show in the first place, so I could rant about shit like this, because without this show I would probably just my girlfriend would be breaking up with me because she'd be sick of hearing about this. So I have y'all to listen to me, why not? That being said, Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier, we'll just I don't know, we would do like a midweek short or something on every weekend. I don't know.
I mean, we could just save it for. Well, depend. Well,
I don't know if you want to save it for next week and do both episodes at back to back.
Yeah, that could be time. Yeah,
because then we might, so I don't know. We could do a short on it. We might be able to do Falcon and Winter Soldier separate from the podcast, so we don't have to. I don't know. Depends. We'll see. Anyway, probably gonna cut this out of the video regardless. But Anyways, man. Final thoughts on the movie overall rating, folks.
Um,
Out of 10 or 5, whatever floats your boat, whatever you fancy.
I'd say 7.5 out of 10. That's still good. I'm not saying it's terrible.
I think 7.5.
Yeah.
Ian.
I'm probably gonna give it like a 4.5, maybe.
All right,
Being
Jerome. I
honest
mean,
with ourselves.
Raymond. Just don't even.
I give it a
Can
honestly.
Can I cut his camera? Can I kick him?
Maybe.
I think 7.5 is a good one. 7.5, maybe 7 for
good.
me. Maybe 7 out of 10.
Ian just trying
Okay.
to steady.
You don't want the point. All right, that's
Probably a 6.8 if I'm being honest. If I'm really doing the math.
But if I'm not being pressured into giving a good rating, maybe I knock it down to 5. 7. I give it a 7. 7.
I don't know what this nigga Ian really feels, bro. I don't know what I don't think anybody is clear on what he actually believes now.
Where'd you rate the Whedon cut then? Where'd you rate the Whedon cut? That's the question. Because
that was going to be my next question because I can't remember. I remember.
I give Whedon cut like a 5.
I recall
saying
back then that it was worse than the Aquaman movie, but I'm not sure what I rated.
It's definitely worse than the Aquaman movie. At least Aquaman, I know that because I remember us saying at least the Aquaman movie looked good and it was visually appealing. Like Atlantis looked great, regardless of whether you like the plot and everything. Atlantis looked amazing. All the technology and shit they showed looked great. The only thing we didn't talk about this in the movie. Only thing I didn't like still about this, and I wish Zach had fixed it or whatever. And maybe they just didn't have a way to do it. I don't know. But I hate the water bubbles for talking. I cannot get over that. I know it's like an established thing, but I'm sick of the water bubbles for talking.
Water bubbles,
Sick
man.
They're Atlanteans. They live underwater. They can breathe underwater. They can
seen
talk
that.
underwater in some way. Figure out how to figure it out. I don't know.
Man.
Y'all are smart. Y'all are smart. Y'all got the same Adobe Premiere Pro that we got. Y'all got After Effects. Make it work, bro.
It wasn't his vision, bro.
Nah. Make that work, bro. Figure that out.
Them niggas were straight dolphins out this motherfucker.
I'm saying, bro, you must speak to me, like, nigga, the fuck, y'all, aren't y'all fish people? Like, yeah, both of y'all are fish, and especially when he met it with Vocal, that's what bothered me, because I'm like, both of y'all are supposed to be like high-level ranking Atlantean people who can speak outside of water, since it's only the noble people that can speak outside of water or whatever. So I'm like, you can both speak outside of water and in water. Why the fuck did you have to create a bubble to speak to each other? Because you didn't want the Atlantean. Oh, okay, you know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe I just solved my own question. Maybe when they speak in water, there's a chance for other people to hear them or overhear them. But in their light bubble where the other Atlanteans can't come in because they're not of noble status, they can't hear inside of that. So they can have a private conversation. There you go. I just justified it in my brain. All right. Never mind. You're good. You're good. We'll take it. I'll take that. All right, folks.
I will give just the way I always do. This is a solid 8.5 for me. I love it. Okay. It's great. Maybe if it came out in 2017 without Whedon's cut, I might just give it just a regular 8 and be done with it. But I think because I was broken from Whedon's cut, and this was so much better, I love it that much more. It makes it that much more worthwhile. So it's an 8.5 in my head. Because I think Derek might have noticed this about me, but like coming off, I never trust my ratings right after the movie because I always overshoot it.
I'm like that too.
Coming off the
this
high,
nigga loves telling us, "Oh, that was it."
I'm like that too.
Saying, oh, that's a 9. That's a 9.5.
I'm bad about that too. I have like that post movie high. Like, I thought American Spider-Man 2 was great until I watched it again months later, and I was like, oh, no, it's not that good.
So I always now know to like give myself time to remove myself from it, let it calm down, and it's stuck at an 8.5, and I know it's gonna stick at an 8.5 because of, again, me still recognizing that it's probably because of the fact that we were starved from this, and it was that much better. It probably is a 7.5, you know what I'm saying? But to me, because of that subversion of expectation, it boosts up just a little bit for me. So I'll give it an 8.5. It was great. It's a great movie. It hits it. That's the biggest thing. The payoffs are so much better, and they make so much more sense in this movie because every problem that I had with DC not establishing their characters, their be speeding. Brett Snyder solved a whole bunch of that in 4 hours of one movie because he gave us context, he made us care. By that time, we already had Superman's origin story. We already had Batman's. We don't need another one, so he didn't put that in there. Wonder Woman had just came out right before Justice League, so he was like, "We're gonna make Cyborg's origin story in this. We're gonna tease Flash." It was, and then Aquaman.
I don't understand what they were upset about. I don't know. Like to me, this would have gotten the same attention the MCU was getting. I don't understand. Like, don't get me wrong, it might have taken. It might have been a slightly slower burn because people didn't know what to expect. But I think this would have picked up the same way. I think this movie in 2017 creates that same effect. I think people go, "Whoa, that was crazy! What's going on? Darkseid, he's looking for an anti-life equation. He's killing people. Wonder Woman chopping niggas' heads off. How is this not lit?" Like,
yeah, this would have gave MCU a run for his money.
100%.
And
people would have been invested after this.
Absolutely.
2.5 hours, 2:45, and people would have been invested. Going to a theater and watch this. People would have been invested in the DCEU. They could have done whatever they wanted after this, and people would have been invested. But they 100%. Fucked up. If they had just waited, they could have made Shazam the family-friendly movie. They could have made Aquaman a more jokey movie. But just wait and put it with it. Make it more jokey. Maybe we have to negotiate with you, work with you, but put it in the context of this. Let's do this still. Once they ruined this, they fucking ruined everything else. Now it's to me, and then you know what really sucks? The worst thing about all of this is we potentially wasted Jason Momoa as Aquaman because he's a good Aquaman. I like Jason Momoa as Aquaman, even though he's corny, and I get it. He's like the quintessential, ladies pick, because he's all buffed out and everything, and he's like every scene his shirt is off, and this nigga don't never wear the top part of his suit for shit. It don't matter. And like he'll wear them at the beginning of the battle, and somewhere in the battle he lose it. Just I don't know what happened. It's going shirtless tattoos. Like you're like, fam, come on. So I'm just like, yeah, I get it, but I like him as Aquaman. Like I like that. Now I'm that nigga. Like we didn't really talk about it, but that scene, well, we talked about it a little bit because we talked about the music when he was going into the water. But right before that, when he saves Buddy from the boat, comes into the bar, drops him on the table, he grabs the whiskey and he's like, yeah, like more. And everybody's looking at him crazy. And he's like, and he just grabs the bottle. He's like, yeah, it's on him, bro. Like that
scene was different actually too. I liked how they changed it.
Difficult that there's not a lot of actors that could have pulled that scene off. And I don't think that's gonna get its appreciation because people are just like, maybe they don't like Aquaman or they don't like Jason Momoa or they didn't like the Aquaman movie or whatever. But that he played that scene amazing as the nigga who walked in like, I'm that guy, don't give a fuck. And actually give me the liquor. It's on him. And even if it's not on him, what are you going to do about it? Like, I'm just saving people really because I'm bored, not because I really want to. I can let y'all die. Like, I just thought that was dope. I thought he played it really well. That's really good. But along the same lines as Raymond, I agree because of everything the movie been through. But I'm going to say it's an 8. I'm going to leave it at an 8. I think 8.5 just feels a little too high.
Too high.
It does just a little bit for me personally, but I understand. Yeah. I'm not knocking it. I understand why it's 8.5. I can understand it. I think anybody that'd be above an 8.5, now you're getting into
it's a classic.
Yeah, you're getting the fanboy
masterpiece.
It's great, but it's great, but it ain't. We're reaching with that.
No. Yeah. But definitely, but I will say, in the context of comparing it to Whedon's cut, I don't understand why people say it's a 10 out of 10 in that context alone, because Whedon's cut was just so terrible. It's just like, this is 10 out of 10 times better than what that was. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only scene that we remembered from the Whedon's cut that we all enjoyed was the Superman and Flash scene. Like, that's the one scene we was like, yeah, that was fire. And then what how do we feel the rest of the time? I don't even remember. So I think this movie's a solid 8, with everything taken into context.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it's an 8. I think it's a good movie. I think people are going to go back and watch this and go, damn, we really missed out on something here. There was a lot of potential here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen.
You love this.
I think the Joss Whedon cut is going to disappear into the ether. I don't think anybody's going to acknowledge it as the,
They won't. Yeah, why would you go back and watch that?
Just the Zack Snyder
over it. Yeah, it's going to take some time, but
It's the justice.
as people like finally get into, because a lot of my when I posted that I had watched it, I had a lot of people like were telling me, oh, it's different, and I said that it's so much better. They were like, oh wait, I should actually watch it. Like I thought it was just the same thing with just a couple extra scenes in there. I'm like,
yeah, that's what people are thinking.
Nah, bro.
Like,
so
no,
it's gonna take some time
movie.
for people to be like, oh, this is good, for other people to then join in, and then I think if you give it about a year and a half or something, I definitely think that Joss Whedon's will like vanish for sure.
Don't worry. What we'll do is I'll take Gerard's apology from earlier, and then I'll get Gerald to apologize, and we'll create a nice little PSA that we can post that everybody who felt like, yeah, this is just gonna be some extra scenes and maybe a little updated CGI.
It's free real estate.
They can all feel like, hey, you know what?
We can be wrong, own up to it, enjoy it, and move along. And not
look at them. They
start,
did it.
Not
Rob
make
can do
it.
So can I.
Right. I'm a big Marvel head.
I think a lot of people also are think that this is going to be the same treatment as Batman v Superman, where they had Batman v Superman and then they had Batman v Superman the Ultimate Edition. So they think, oh, it's just something similar to that.
No.
When you look at this, you're like, nah, bro, these are completely different movies, bro. Like completely different.
Yeah, I think you have to realize that so many people in like regular society, I want to say like outside of the comic book world, outside of the comic book movie world. I mean, obviously these movies make a bunch of money, right? Don't get us twisted. These movies make a bunch of money. They're a big thing, right? But a lot of the people watching these don't really know the intricacies of all of it. They don't really understand all the characters. And the last thing they know is about drama between directors and studios and movies.
Exactly.
Like they don't know what the fuck is going on. So I think a lot of people just aren't clear on what happened to Zack Snyder. Why was the last version of the movie not his version?
Right.
Like, what? So I think it's just a lot of confusion going on around it. And I think that's what's caused so many people to be such slow adapters. But slowly but surely, I think we'll see this take over. Like you said, like people are going to, I think no one's going to watch the other one to a point where they may just take it down and be like, no one's watching this shit. Let's take this down.
That's going to be the next cult. Remove the Joss Whedon cut.
You gonna start that one?
Maybe folks will attempt to put like a price
Justice
on
League.
They own
the Justice League.
All right, they're trying a little too hard there. I get it, but sometimes
that's been a thing for like years. They've been calling it the Justice. Wait,
really?
It's called the Justice League. Yeah, that's been a thing.
See, that's what happens when you're so removed from, I guess, that community.
I'm sorry, man.
What are you saying? Who are you telling me, man? I had no idea there was a cult.
I've been on Twitter all this time. I have not. Maybe I've seen it once and I just forgot because I just scrolled down it because
I had no idea.
I just started calling the Whedon cut just cause. But Joss.
No, I mean because it's normal, but
it doesn't roll off the tongue for me. But
the Snyder people were like the Justice League, and I was like, oh god, all right.
I don't like.
I know what we're doing.
It doesn't roll off the tongue well. That's all it is.
But let's relax. Yeah, no, they, swing and a miss. We all do, man. But yeah, man, good movie. I think we all gave our ratings.
Yeah.
The only reason it's not an 8 for me is because of the singing with every Wonder Woman scene and Flash is running. Flash is running is still abysmal. It's in this one, and it wasn't the Whedon cut. And I was really hoping that they would have fixed it, but that was
that's kind of what my mindset was. But I mean, the entire sequence at the end kind of not redeemed the run, but redeemed this iteration of Flash as a whole.
I think I still enjoy Ezra Miller though. I think that's my overall thing. Yes, I'm not a fan of the run, but I enjoy Ezra Miller as Flash. I think
they can improve the run next movie.
I think he plays a decent role, and hopefully for his solo, he fixes it.
I think that's why I'm really pissed about it. It's because it's such an easy fix.
Yeah,
it is, right?
It seems that way.
It's like, why
are you sticking to this? Like, why are you dying on this hill? It's not a good run.
Yeah, it does seem like they're committed to this.
Do I look like that running in slow motion? No.
Maybe I do. I don't know. I've been told my run looks stupid.
I'm about to say, I want to watch self-conscious about his run. So
I want to watch an interview where somebody asked him about it, and I've not seen that yet because I don't like what. Like, do they not see it? Like, what is going on?
Are they like, is someone telling them, like, don't ask him about this? It pisses them off, or you might go off the rails.
If we ask him about this.
Do not ask him about that run.
Don't ask him shit about the run.
All of these questions except this one. It's like, okay.
No, that'd be wild, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
go ahead, Drum. Listen to you.
No, I was just thinking like, damn, all the things that this brought, it suck. We won't get anything following it. I know we won't.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
You're just gonna
Yeah.
keep going with
Well,
their little insular
I'm not gonna
stuff.
say never. I never say never, but it is
Yeah, it could be
highly
a
unlikely.
chance.
Left in the hands of the Zack Snyder cult, we might just get a universe, man.
They might do it again. Make take
They
another
might.
4 years.
Hey man, somebody has to be a
Another
shitty person
hashtag.
in order to get
Restore
us
the
the things we want.
Snyderverse. That's what's
Not gonna be me, but
I already gave him that. Yeah. Yeah.
there you go. Look,
Right.
look at Gerard on brand now. Talk about restore the Snyderverse. Look at him.
I'm telling you, if
Look
I
at
don't see that hashtag within the next week, like,
You gonna see it. You gonna see it.
Yeah.
I've seen it like 4 times today already.
oh, okay. I guess I just haven't been on Twitter.
I've barely been on Twitter, bro.
Damn. I guess I just
Yeah.
shows who all we fought.
Well, yeah,
Guess
we
we
follow
all
different
we
people. I
follow.
know you see way more
Yeah.
Marvel like random shit than I do for sure.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I saw a meme. Well, we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, I haven't seen memes on from about the Snyder cut and the Whedon cut, which is marvelous shit already. Not saying this shit on Marvel or shit on DC, but what happened in that Falcon Winter Soldier episode, that's becoming a meme format.
Oh, really?
Yeah, basically what they're doing is they're showing like the stand-in for the new Captain America. Spoilers. And you'll see it when you get episode
Sort
1.
of, yeah.
And then like basically just saying he's a knockoff version. Like people are saying they have a picture of actual Cap in his suit, and it basically says that's the Snyder cut, and then the knockoff one is Whedon cut. Yeah.
Okay.
And now people
That's
are
not a
taking
real
other
spoiler.
stuff. It's not. Yeah, it's not really. It's
Y'all
just
know it's a new Captain America out there somewhere.
Yeah. Now there's different ones. I just saw one on Facebook.
That's
where
funny
it says,
though.
Real Cap is bagels from New Jersey, New York, and then fake Cap is bagels from the other 48 states, which is hilarious. And
Hey, nah, facts.
I mean, I've had some good bagels down here, like literally one place, I would say, but like overall,
where? Plug. Where's your bagel plug?
I'm not gonna plug
Einstein's.
It's not Einstein. It's not even a chain. It's placed in Alpharetta. Funny enough.
Yo, no, tell me where it is. Tell me where it is, because I know where it is. I know exactly.
You probably do. McFarland?
Yes.
Probably.
It's like a little trailer. Yes, okay. Yeah. Now they are the only bagels.
They are the only one
in
here.
Georgia. That's fire.
They're the only one. Thank you. It's literally the only. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Okay. I didn't realize that we had that in common, but since we do, then yeah. All right.
I be forgetting to exist though, because I don't ever be thinking to make that drive, but.
No, thanks. No, I mean, I used to work down the street from there. My office.
I'm sure.
That Quick Trip, that's like at the end of that street, the Quick Trip, right by the highway, right by 400. That first work complex. I used to work down there. So we used to go to lunch, and they would bring in like the ass kissers. We used to have this one ass kisser dude at the job. I won't say his name because then I have to just bleep it out. So there's no point.
Yeah.
But he a punk ass nigga anyway, so whatever. But he used to bring bagels not every day, but some days to try to kiss ass. And because I know he's a kiss ass, I just started telling him to make sure he got blueberry bagels because I like blueberry bagels. And then one day somebody tried to get loud and never mind. I'm not gonna tell that story. I'll tell you a story afterwards. The point is, I made that nigga bring blueberry bagels from B&B Bagels, and them shit was fire. So yes, there is one place in Georgia with fire bagels, but outside of that, I don't know. I think that's it. I don't know about the rest, bro. I think you got to go up north for some bagels. I ain't even gonna defend Philly when it comes to bagels. I don't think we got the best bagels. We got some good bread products, not bagels.
Bread products.
You know what I'm saying? Have you ever
had?
Make
a mean hoagie.
I mean hoagie bread. I mean a fire hoagie bread. A mean hoagie bread, bro. That bread is fire. You gonna be like, whoa, this is soft. This is a great sandwich bread. After that, though. But anyways, man, I think we had a good episode. I don't know how long this is. I'm scared to see how long this is at the end.
At least 2:30.
At minimum, right?
That's what I'm thinking, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah, just my luck. We're at like 3:15 or something. I'm gonna try to cut this down, but this might be a Wednesday episode, to be honest, because I can just see me wanting to edit different shit in here, just put in different stuff. And Raymond, since Raymond's on his phone, I guess, is giving me this extra space around the side of him. That's just prime
Zack Snyder cut right there.
That's the Snyder. I got that 4.3 aspect ratio to preserve Raymond's vision.
I was about no, you know what? From now on, whenever I come back on, you are emailing me the link so that I can pull it up on my laptop.
Okay, that's fair.
You texted it to me, so I could only pull it up on my phone.
Okay. Okay.
'Cause I don't know
okay.
what.
Look. Okay. To be fair, I was gonna send it to you. You don't have WhatsApp.
I have WhatsApp. I do.
You do have WhatsApp?
Yeah.
All right, man. I need to start WhatsApp. I swear I looked for you on WhatsApp. Your shit didn't pop up. All right, that's my fault. Because I could have just sent it to you on WhatsApp, and then you could have got it wherever. Because that's where I sent it to them. But when I saw it, and when I was trying to send it, I was like, I'm gonna just send it on WhatsApp. Because last time I think I tried to send it to you on like Facebook Messenger or something. And you was like, I don't have Facebook Messenger. So I was like, man, fuck it. All right.
No, but you can, but I have Facebook Messenger now because I'm back on social media. So you can send it there too. It don't matter. And then I can pull it up on my laptop and then we can go that way. It's all good.
See, it's all right, man. We would let you have your Justice League ratio aspect. It's fine.
For the
it was on brand. We talking about 4-3. So let's get with it.
Give the people exactly what they want. Why not?
See Raymond in 4-3.
That would have been amazing if we could all do the little. Obviously we have to be on mobile or something, but if we all did that and could record the video.
Actually, I think you can do it.
Wait, really? Yeah, so. Oh man, that would have been funny.
Or I could just get it. Well, I'm using an actual camera, so I can't do it. But actually, well, maybe there's probably settings in here that allow you to cut it off.
Turn my laptop sideways. Maybe it'll.
Wait, if I turn my phone sideways, does it adjust?
Yep, there you go.
A little bit, yeah. Now this really is 4-3. The other one was.
Oh yeah, this is 4-3.
Yeah. You really are 4-3.
Oh, that is the 4-3. Oh man,
that is funny. But anyways, man, before we get out of here, Raymond, you had anything you wanted to plug? You wanted to put up here? I'm already gonna edit in all your social medias and stuff at the beginning of this earlier. You'll see all your social media tags. But still, if you want to say it yourself here at the end, if there's anything else you want to talk about, anything specific you want us to know.
Yeah, if you want to follow me, follow my socials. This is Raymond of GH on just about everything. That's it.
For sure, man. Check out Raymond. He be doing all the African dances. He be telling you who Jollof sucks. And
yeah, man, he's good on that content for sure.
I am. Dude, don't at me though. If you coming in there, just know that it's final. My word is final. That's all.
That's what he said. It's final. Don't ask him shit, bro. If he say Ghanaian Jollof is the best, then that's it. And don't want to hear shit about y'all, bro. And don't talk to that man about
it.
No discussions. We not having a back and forth, man. I said what I said. You let him know. I feel you. I agree. I also agree. Ghanaian Jollof is the best because I've never had Jollof actually. So
God.
So you had Jollof?
I was like,
I got one on my team. Like, yeah, because I'm giving my friend. I'm just loyal.
Don't worry. We'll go. I'll take you to a spot. I know a couple spots.
Yeah, I need to try Jollof, bro. I need to try it.
Let's get it for sure,
man. But anyways, I appreciate y'all for listening. Don't trust Ancestry.com. They sell your DNA and they're lying to you. They have no idea where the fuck you're from in Africa. Anyways, and the African niggas don't either, actually. But it's fine. It's don't worry about it. None of them actually know where your DNA comes from. They're all just taking wild guesses. And normally the DNA that they are comparing your DNA to was stolen from people illegally. Like it was taken from them in inhumane ways. They weren't consenting and paid for it at all. So yeah, Africa is getting their resources stolen, people. So you don't support it at all. It's really bad. Anyways, the Two Ugly Nerds. I hope you learned something today and enjoyed the episode. Peace.
Watch out for pollen.
Yeah, that's what's attacking me.
Yeah, me too. You're bad.
Why I've been rubbing my eye a little more today.
Yeah,
I'm immune.